Hello and welcome to RPGeeks, where we do Dungeons and Dragons and science set in the sci-fi world of Braxigantu.
World.
We are four science communicators. That's us. We like playing D&D. We like talking about the science behind the sci-fi concepts that come up in the game. We're going to get some spherical science in a sec. First off, some very quick introductions, just so you know who's talking to you, in case you're new. My name is Shamini. I use mostly she, her pronouns. And I feel like I need some different facts each time.
Yeah,
Today, my toilets don't work in my house. That's my fun fact.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Somebody's got the look of pain. Just
Yeah.
written
Yeah,
on her
it's pretty
face.
sad. But
Oh,
Thames
no.
Water is here right now.
Yay.
Fixing them. Yes, Thames
Oh,
Water.
yay.
Come on. Simon.
Hello, my name. When you originally said, by the way, in case we're going to tell you who you are, in case you knew. I forgot that you meant
Oh, in case you...
N-E-W, not K-N-E-W. It's in case you already know, we'll tell you who we are.
You must learn again.
So just to remind you, my name is Simon. I use he, him pronouns, and I do sciencey type videos. And my fact is, yesterday I was in full dad mode because I ran a cable. I drilled a hole through the wall and ran a cable through it.
Well
I could have
done.
learned how to take off a fiber optic cable's head and thread that through and reattach the head, or I could have drilled a slightly bigger hole and just forced the whole thing through the wall.
Did you do the bigger hole?
Yes!
That's how we do it. Yeah.
Congratulations, Daddy Simon.
It's like caveman logic. I could do the complicated, thing, but big hammer on the other hand.
Yeah. Big smashy smash.
Speaking of big smashy smash, Emily Bates.
Thanks. Hello, I'm Emily Bates. I use she, her pronouns. And my fun fact is... Oh, have I got a DIY thing? I do have a DIY thing. I bought a new bathroom mirror for my bathroom, and I have to drill into a wall to put it up, and I'm scared. Simon, guess what you might be helping me with when you stay at mine next
Have
week?
you still got those paint samples on your wall
Drilling.
from the last time I was there?
Which ones?
In the
There's
hallway.
stripes of different
Samples,
colours
they're
on
really
the
cool.
walls.
The hallway, no. The hallway is almost all one colour now. And the
I love
living
your
room,
paint
I
samples.
painted the paint samples over with white. The paint. They are
Oh,
gone.
I
They are
really
gone.
like those. They were
They
really
were very
classy.
artsy.
It was not. It was not a modern art installation. It was becoming that way because they'd been there for nearly a year. But I still don't know what colour I want the living room. It's still confusing.
The last time I was there, didn't I help you put up some blinds as well? Am I just coming over as your handyman?
No, you didn't do the blinds. No, you did not. No.
You did
Me and my
the
dad did the blinds.
blinds.
Was it the curtains or something? I definitely helped you with something the last time I was there.
You definitely curtains.
So, I'll just...
Sorry, Ali.
Sorry. Before we go through my DIY
Ali.
project.
Yeah, let's just introduce Ali. It's important.
God, fuck. My name's Ali, he, him, pronouns, and I basically convinced myself that I could fix the washing machine. Have you ever sort of thought, I know exactly this is in my previous house, thankfully, not this lovely one. And I just thought, oh, look, it's very simple. It's leaking a bit. All I need to do is change the seal on the door. So I took the washing machine apart, and it basically all just went and exploded its insides into the kitchen.
Excellent.
And I was like, and my wife came back and was like, what have you done? I was like, I am in the process of fixing the washing machine.
Yeah,
And then
this is
I
part of it.
refused to admit defeat on the washing, and I just left it in the kitchen, exploded for a day, and then I caved. And that's it. That's my DIY fact.
Did you have to get a new washing machine, or could you get someone
yeah.
to fix it? You just had to get a new one.
No.
Full on new washing machine.
Guy comes in and says, wow, someone really fucked this up.
You're like, yeah, the previous owners, they just left it
And
like
then my
this.
wife took a picture of me standing next to the washing machine and captioned it, Ali helped fix the washing machine, and no one will let me help them fix anything anymore.
He's saying
That's
this
a
and none
clever
of
way
us
of getting
help him
out of
with
DIY.
DIY. Yes, that was
Mm.
good.
Ali
I
did
like
build
how
my
you've done that.
fair, I've never
balcony
offered to.
table.
Oh, you
You built
did?
my balcony
Did you do
table.
that?
That was really
Is
good.
it still up?
It's still up. It's fine. It's all there. Survived some storms. It's all done very well. Yeah.
So
Emily's flat, half made by the
Literally,
RPGeeks.
whenever anyone comes round, I'm like, so who would like to hold the ladder while I put up a light fitting? Ooh, yay!
I love that your
What
flat
happens
is,
when you-
it's
That's quite
basically just dark, permanently dark.
No,
all these
no.
fittings.
So not a light fitting, a lampshade. I get scared on ladders on my own because I feel like I'm going to fall off the ladder and hit my head and then just be dead in my flat and no one will ever find me.
Be safe.
Yeah,
It's
so I
safe,
always wait for
it's
someone to
safe,
come around
yeah.
before I put anything up on,
Yeah.
on,
I
up on a
actually like
ladder.
nothing better than
Oh,
climbing a ladder
okay.
on my own.
What?
It gives me a real feeling of man against world,
Thrill.
like the explorers
See,
of old. You know,
I do not have that. I have anxiety brain going, oh, you'll die, and then no one will find you. It's very different.
The Rocky IV soundtrack playing as Ali goes up about 3 steps on a ladder.
Just a little step ladder, just 2 steps up, and it's like, see, I am the tiger.
It's a man against the world. And it's like a foot off the ground. Yeah, sticking it to the man. Speaking of
do
dark,
the show? Oh,
Guys.
good. Well done.
Guys, did you just make a link?
yeah,
Make a thematic segue.
she just fucking pulled him out of thin air. Unbelievable.
Phenomenal.
I've got a D&D brief for you. I've got a D&D brief.
Thank goodness.
And I'm very excited
Brief us.
about the D&D brief because like this is going back to like the very beginning of my notebook where like I first wrote down, first thing I wrote down in this notebook is ASM RPG.
Oh.
D&D brief at end of each ep, 1 GM plus 3 players plus guest option. Start off with one shot in the same universe. This is what we did. We did it
That's
all.
exactly what we did.
wait, tell us what happens next. Like, what's
then-
the next thing
yeah.
on your
Safety
list?
tools,
Success.
design, overlays, background, one-shot notes.
Orlando
coming
Bloom comes
action.
on.
Please.
Do you ever
Uh,
take notes you've not done and just move them to the next day, and then to the next day, and then the next?
Or
day?
like to-do lists.
Yeah, that's me in Notion
Yeah.
every day, every week.
I mean, welcome to the
To-do
world of
lists
bullet
aren't
journaling.
per day though. They're just to do forever.
Oh, I do per day, and then I shuffle them
I do,
over. Yeah.
Anyway, then I've got slime molds, was the first thing I conceived of, which
Cute.
we've already discussed. And then I've got, no, I can't find it now. But anyway, I designed the planet that Tenebris comes from, right?
You designed the whole
Because-
planet.
Well, I conceived of what it might be
That's
like.
amazing. That's really cool.
Because Tenebris is drow, and I was like, right, what are drow now? In 5e, drow hang out in the Underdark.
Yeah.
And it's all very underground and dramatic, filled with weird creatures. So I thought, okay, in sci-fi, what is the sci-fi equivalent of the Underdark? And I decided it's a planet that's too far away from the star to support photosynthesis.
Got
And also they
you.
live
Very
underground
nice.
too, just for fun.
Sam's already got
He's
a question.
got an issue already.
no, it's not an
Yeah.
issue. It's a question. It's the fact that, so does the Underdark only make sense in a D&D world because it's contrasted with the Overdark? The
Well, it's not.
light
It's
part.
not like a.
What do you
It's not
mean?
like. It's not like a Shadowfell thing. If that's what you're thinking.
It's just
There's-
the underground world.
it's
It's
just
just like you
underground.
go
Yeah.
underground and then eventually you'll
So I was
hit the
gonna
It's a
say-
load of
Underdark.
caverns.
Yeah.
If it's that
It's just
contrast that was
caves,
important,
yeah.
then you could also do a tidally locked world, which would be pretty cool because you'd have like
One
the
half.
denizens on one half would be the drow
The light.
esque,
Mm.
and the other people would be
dark.
like
No,
fried.
I mean, my D&D law is not great, but isn't it that basically the drow, who are the old school D&D law is that drow are generally bad.
Yeah, we don't
in the
ascribe to
old
that
school
anymore.
law.
No, we don't do that
That's
anymore.
not part
yeah.
of our world.
so nice.
Yeah.
And they're driven underground by all the people who live above ground. So that's the Underdark, which is a
Yeah, I don't know old school
elves.
law because
Elves,
the
yeah.
racist.
There you
And
So you've got all that. Yeah,
It ain't
we've
great.
done stuff before about like drow, like dark vision and like I did a thing ages ago about like how to see in the dark, and you've got obviously on this planet you've got cave dwelling creatures which are called, oh my god, okay, I've got a great etymology corner for you. What it
Oh,
is
look
it?
at his
Do you
little
know?
face,
Oh
look how
no,
happy
he
he
knows. He
gets.
knows. Okay, does anyone other
Oh.
than Simon know what you call creatures, fauna that live underground?
no.
Subterranibot.
Subterranean, yeah. Subterranean plants.
Are they
Some-
troglodytic?
No, actually, that's not the one I found.
Oh, okay.
The one I found was stygofauna.
Ooh.
Stygo. Do you know?
Like
where?
styrofoam.
It's not like styrofoam.
Is it from
about-
the River Styx?
The River Styx!
Yes.
Oh shit!
Let's go,
I love
let's go,
mythology.
yes.
Fuck. Okay.
Stygofauna, like of the underworld. Stygo.
Styx. Oh, the river
Amazing.
Styx.
Well
Is just
done,
I love.
guys.
These-
I love Greek mythology.
Oh, we're out here in the sticks.
No.
Wait, where are we again? That's the Styx joke for everyone who knows it.
Is that it's the band
Get it.
Styx?
No, they'd
No.
forgotten where it were. It's all right. Go
Okay.
look up your Greek mythology.
Yeah,
Wait,
clearly,
what? Do they lose the river?
uneducated.
Do you,
We got
God, you guys
lost.
don't know the river Styx
Yeah.
is if you get dipped in the river Styx, you lose your memory.
No, I did
Oh, yes,
know
you're
that. I
right.
did.
Drink,
I did
drink
know
of
that.
and you lose
Yeah,
your memory.
yeah. And don't you have to stay in hell if you drink from the river Styx
If you
as well?
cross it,
Cross
no. If you cross it, you're in. You don't come back
Got you.
unless you're Orpheus.
Fucking Orpheus, man. Hades Town, everyone go watch it. Such a good show. I mean, it's not on in the UK at the moment, but if you're in America, go.
I've just
do
been listening to
whatever
the
you can.
soundtrack. Is that
It's so good. Yeah, I mean, the soundtrack is great. However, go watch it. It's one of the best things I've ever seen on stage.
Oh god,
It's going to come back over, we think.
Okay, it'll come back.
There's
Oh,
rumors.
cool.
So I was like, okay, my concept, right? Oh, another thing for you. My planet, which I don't think I've mentioned in character. Maybe I have. It's called Vesper.
Yeah.
This is one for Simon. Simon, why is it called Vesper?
Because it means Vespers.
Lots of little bikes.
Vespers is a service that you do in the Christian church. Is it to do with darkness? But that's Tenebris.
It's well. So that's the other thing. That's the other thing. Vesper means evening.
Yes, of course it does.
archaically.
Yeah.
You two had such good reasons for your names. I just did a random name generator and Infinite Sky came up and I went, that's cool. And then I put a number on the end of it. That's literally...
That's sci-fi 101, people.
Yeah.
Yes, and Tenebris means darkened, to make dark.
Which is one of my favorite service I've ever
That's
done. There are some really dramatic things you can do with Tenebris services, like where they have like lights, candles that you extinguish one by one with each piece of music that you perform, and then you like all file out in darkness.
See,
It's cool.
whenever I've been to church, it's just been holding orange with a candle that burns your finger. Like, this
sounds Christianity so funky. Damn.
It's
It
a
sounds way
broad
better.
pantheon. It's
Here's an orange with sweets in. You're not allowed to eat the sweets while you go down the middle. I don't remember what it's called. And then there's a candle and it drips wax on you. And that's all. I've only been to church a few times. I'm not... my grandma took me to Christingle when I was a kid. And I was just like, I don't know what's happening.
my wedding was just like, oh, this is all new.
I mean, your wedding was magnificent, but I was there going, what's this picture of? What's this picture of?
Why is there a giant hand
Yeah,
grasping
oranges.
us?
Jesus.
Who's this woman with a baby?
Sorry.
Sorry.
Right.
Vesper.
Wow, mornings are not the time to pre-record things.
How are we still this energetic? Anyway, right. Okay, so my idea is,
I'm
right,
still drunk.
drought in our universe. Maybe they're genetically modified, because this is all like future humans, genetically modified to survive on a planet really, really far from the star of that solar system. Therefore, it's a really dark planet, cold, so they live underground, closer to kind of like access to geothermal activity and energy. And that's why they're adapted to live in the dark, have dark vision. And I thought about people sort of like terraforming this world essentially, and I thought, okay, so hydrothermal vents on Earth can sustain ecosystems. It's kind of the only source of energy, apart from another one actually, which I'll come to in a sec. So how about like a society based around like hot water being like the oasis is in the desert?
That's
is
cool.
a hydrothermal vent, you know, like in the sort of deep sea.
Is that
and
what
you've got
all
hot
oases
water.
are? Are all oasis a hydrothermal vent?
No, I don't think
well,
so.
an oasis.
No.
It'd
but
just
I
be
mean,
with the
you know, it's like
groundwater
water in
reaches
a
the
desert.
surface,
It's right, it's just groundwater.
But like metaphorically, an oasis.
Got you. I see.
An oasis of life.
Okay. I got you.
Right.
Sorry, I was thinking of the desert one.
No, yeah. So I was thinking, how about like a farming system and a whole community based around channeling where the hot water goes, and just like as you get further and further out, the water's cooling down, but like your entire kind of society is powered by like hot water directly.
That's really quite cool.
There's a game like this where it's a city builder, where you're on a frozen planet and you like heat is one of the primary things that you have to
generate.
to like flow around the city, otherwise people
Preserve
freeze to death.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Sorry, I'll try and remember it.
The other
You
thing
know-
I thought of. Oh, sorry. Carry on.
Sorry, just a side note. Do you know how oases are actually formed by pressure? So it's where the water pressure from an underground river or an aquifer, as in where water flows through rock, the pressure becomes high enough to force the water up to seep up through the surface sand.
Oh,
Hmm.
see, I was. Thank you. I was wondering.
But
Yeah,
that's
how-
nothing to do with what you're talking about, Shane.
No, but it was in my head when she said Oasis, so that's good. Thank
The
you.
game I was thinking of was called Frostpunk. If people would like to look at it.
Frostpunk.
I played
Good
that.
name, that's a good
Oh
name.
my god.
That's cool.
Ali's played a computer game, everyone.
So the one thing so this explains the one thing that you do know about Tenebris's home, which is what they eat,
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
because there's no plants.
Mushrooms.
So I haven't found any science related to this, but my idea is you've got hydrothermal vents. You can definitely like get bacteria and animals. What about the rest of the ecosystem being based on fungi that eat the bacteria and organisms and things?
I have a question. So, how do fungi make their food? Because I know it's not photosynthesis.
No,
but I don't know what it is.
They sort of decay essentially, right? They consume organic matter.
Yeah, of course.
It's
Yeah.
that organic matter. So they're not primary producers like plants.
So they've got
are,
like
right?
no chlorophyll in them whatsoever. They don't do any of it.
Are
They
there
have-
fungi with chlorophyll?
I don't know. Good. That's a great question. No, they have hyphae. So instead of roots, it's basically like most of the fungus exists under the ground. In fact, if they're not
Yes.
flowering or fruiting, well, they don't flower. If they're not fruiting, all the fungus is under the ground in a system of filaments, like a sort of massive web, and that's hyphae. And the hyphae, which chitinous, is it chitin? I can't remember what
Chitin,
the molecule is called. But yeah, they spread out and then they dissolve mineral.
Cool.
Dissolve stuff underground and then
Anything
absorb
they
it.
can-
But
yeah.
I'd be really interested to know if mushrooms can actually exist without they must
Any
do.
light. But they must do if they're not
Without
They just
photosynthesizing.
need something to
Generally
eat, right?
speaking,
Yeah.
generally speaking, they
'Cause-
exist in a
Sort of quite symbiotic
symbiotic
relationship almost. Yeah.
So I'm just wondering if they can exist.
I mean, a quick Google
I'm sure they could.
seems to indicate that they don't need light. Most mushrooms.
I wouldn't
No,
think
they
they need
don't.
light.
No, they don't
yeah.
need light.
But whether they
Um,
need an organic material to like
They
attach
do
to
need
adhere to.
They need to eat, right? That's where they're getting the energy
Yeah.
from. Okay, so
Yeah.
they're not primary consumers apart from when they're in lichen and therefore they're being symbiotic with photosynthetic algae and stuff,
Okay.
which is
So what
photosynthesis.
are you assuming they're attaching to?
So I'm assuming there are microorganisms.
Got
There
you.
are like single cellular stuff which forms the basis of the food web, which are sort of like sort of chemical things coming off the vent bacteria, like there are in the deep sea.
That makes sense. I like it. Yes, Ali.
There's a paper on this where they analyze deep sea sediment, right? So stuff living out of the range of light, and they find this paper's found 138 different kinds of fungi or different sort of fungal samples.
So it
found.
works.
So
There's-
clearly they can live.
I
Yeah.
found a lot about bacteria and stuff down there, like underground, like deep in rocks under the sea. Apparently, there's like a huge mass of life, a mass equivalent to twice the size of the world's oceans
Wow.
What?
underground.
Wait,
Yeah,
of fungal
Sub-
life.
Wait,
not just fungal, all like microscopic life.
so as in,
um,
sorry,
A
mass?
subterranean biosphere
Wow.
with 15 to 23 billion tons of microorganisms, hundreds of times of the combined weight of every human on the planet. This is according to a
Oh, right. Yeah,
a
that makes sense.
particular study.
That's cool.
I don't know why, by the way, but when you were saying before about marine hydrothermal vents and species of fungi, I'd never thought about marine fungi before.
I didn't even know if they could
Yeah.
exist.
I'd never
I
heard of
don't
them.
think
before.
so.
No.
no.
It just
they
sort of
don't.
makes
do
me
they,
think
right?
of coral when I think of like
don't
that
think-
kind of shape under the
But
water,
it's,
right?
it's in
Are
the
there any-
sediment rather than
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
water.
yeah,
in the
yeah. I
water,
don't think.
yeah.
It's thought that less than
don't think there's any
1% of all marine fungal species have been described.
There are marine fungal species. Yeah, I did not know there were
crazy.
marine
But
fungus.
this is- But this means there's like perfect, like this could definitely be a thing. So does this mean this is the kind of thing we should potentially be looking for on like Enceladus, for example?
Mm.
Like, is this the kind of thing that could be below the surface there? Like life-wise?
Well, yeah,
Nah,
because
surely it would
the
just be
energy source would
bacterial,
be
though.
black smoke.
Probably,
Well, I mean, the other
yeah.
thing is, of course, like it's almost certainly unlike anything we've seen on Earth. It's just that
Right.
this is a useful place to start looking because at least we know that this is one possible outcome.
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
evolution.
So
Yeah.
Enceladus and other Europa, Ganymede, moons of Jupiter, the old moons of Jupiter, have oceans on. So in our solar system, these moons have sort of hidden oceans. They're under a like thick layer of ice, which keeps them insulated, which keeps that water liquid, even though they're a bit further out from the sun. We don't know what's down there. What we have done is flown past, and at one point, for example, Cassini, so NASA's Cassini, flew through water plumes erupting from Enceladus.
Yeah.
And that water plume that is coming from this underground ocean does have like organic, sort of the very basic organic molecules on,
Because
that
that's
would be
really
necessary for evolving
recent.
life.
That's like a new thing, right? That they've just announced that they did find phosphorus, because they'd found like everything apart from phosphorus.
Really.
And then they recently were like, oh no, it's got phosphorus too. So it's got like all of the 6 building blocks to like sustain life. So Enceladus looking cool.
I've got another fungus fact, and I'm sorry to bring it back to that, but just the last one. Lots of fungi as parasites on marine organisms. So they live in other living things under the water. Yeah, lots of diseases. And it's a big problem, I think, if you're fish farming, because you can get parasites really easily, and you get fish get sick.
Oh, I'm also just going to jump in. Enceladus is a Saturn moon.
Yeah.
The minute you said Cassini, I was like, oh shit, yeah.
With Jupiter, I think, yeah.
Europa's Jupiter, I think.
Has anybody seen the Europa report?
No, it's on the list.
Gotta watch it. It's so good. It's so good.
It's
all about this. It's a sci-fi, but it's all about this question.
Cool.
Okay.
It's really, really, really good.
So when I was looking up, how would a planet, like how could you have life and heat and energy on a planet like super far from the sun, I came across this, which is not directly related, but it is like just the most exciting thing that I hadn't really clocked, which is, did you know that there are just free floating rogue planets not orbiting a star, just wandering the solar system,
just having a little chill, just doing their thing? Like, I don't fancy it.
Our solar system?
No, not in our solar system.
It's wandering the galaxy. Sorry, not the solar system. Otherwise, it would be in orbit.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Because it's basically if gravitational interactions stack in the right way, they just get yeeted out.
Yeet a planet out. Because it's a thing that I did a stupid TikTok with for work, where there is if a passing star shifted Neptune's orbit by like 0.1% or something small, it could like fuck up the entire solar system. Like the solar system would just be like Mercury. They did loads of simulations. In one of them, Mercury just went woo, just straight out because Neptune just moved a little bit. In another one, I think like Jupiter started like getting closer to the sun and potentially could hit Earth, and like there was like all these simulations they did, and just like, but there's one where it was just like, and like basically Mercury just yeeted, like just full on like zip out of the thing, and in that sense everything into disarray.
Is the gravitational pull of Saturn and Jupiter, are they enough to keep Earth in its own orbit? Like, do they have a gravitational pull on
Jupiter
Earth?
Definitely does.
Yeah.
It's but I don't know about Saturn.
Saturn's not actually that massive, as in its mass is not that huge because its density is quite low. It's less dense than water.
Jupiter's pretty.
Jupiter
dense,
is,
though, right?
but Jupiter's like 2%
dense?
of all the mass in the solar system.
But it's not dense though. It's just big, right?
Well, it is. Well, the core is metallic hydrogen.
Yeah, but then the rest of it's gas.
I've got another question for Schmarms. Sorry, just to bring it back to
Hello.
Fair.
So if you're a plant, right? No, backtrack.
I'm not a plant.
Earth's atmosphere, right? In the Hadean period, right? Not a lot of atmosphere, or there is atmosphere, but it's not the sort of atmosphere that stops solar radiation. Is that right, Simon? Dr. Simon Daddy Clark?
The thing that stops most. When you say solar radiation, do you mean like charged particles?
Yes, that's what I mean.
Yeah, so that's the magnetosphere that deflects that stuff.
Oh, okay. Then ignore everything I was about to say. What does ozone do?
Because ozone stops ultraviolet radiation.
Right, okay.
Because
So
Jupiter's got the funny shaped
magnetosphere
magnetosphere, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're bombarding the planet with ultraviolet radiation, nothing can live on the surface, right? Because you just get cancer and die if you've got.
It will certainly make it
DNA.
more difficult. Yeah.
So if you haven't got photosynthesizers, you're not producing oxygen to fill the atmosphere with oxygen, which then becomes ozone. So presumably your planet Vesper, you can't live on the surface because you're being
Because of the
bombarded with
UV.
ultraviolet radiation. So you have to live underground.
But if you're far from a
I-
star anyway, then
I was going to say, right,
Yeah.
so there's another, right, you're going
Or
to
if you're a
tell me
rogue
about this,
planet.
Simon. If
Ooh.
you're a rogue planet, so if you start off as a planet that gets flung off out of your solar system, you're lost, you don't have a star to orbit anymore, you're just a planet alone in the galaxy. Hypothetically, people have suggested that they could still be capable of supporting life. The biggest problem being that it's bloody freezing because you're miles away from the sun. But there are two things that could sort of provide you with that heat. One is that you could have like an atmosphere, and in particular, you could have a hydrogen atmosphere that actually wouldn't be possible close to a sun because the UV would disperse it. So that would be very insulating. You could have what the moons of Jupiter have, which is like an icy shell, which could maintain, if you had enough geothermal energy, a liquid ocean underneath. And you could also have, if you get flung out and you're a rogue planet with a moon, because you both got flung out and you're still in orbit, you can get tidal heating, whereby the interactions of two big heavy objects
That's cool.
can actually provide heat and energy, which some people think might have helped in the early days of life on Earth, provided that little
that's
boost
interesting.
to energy.
I found another one. Sorry, I love rogue planets. The minute you said it, I was
Rogue
like,
planets,
I've read really
that's so
interesting shit on
cool.
this. So I'm reading this, so please excuse. What rogue planets with weird atmospheres and no star could host life. So because they have this thing called a primordial atmosphere when a planet forms of hydrogen and helium, and apparently that might be able to keep the planet warm enough for up to, where is it? Oh my God, I just saw the number. Oh no, I think it was 8 billion, but it might have been 8 million. Oh, that's a big difference.
It's as long as it gets flung out
8 billion
on in its creation, basically. A young planet that gets lost from its solar system.
Nice.
Yeah, so-
Hydrogen was that insulating?
Depending on the mass of the planet and the distance from its original star, this greenhouse hydrogen effect could keep planets' temperature for up to 8 billion years. This was true on even so-called rogue planets that had no star, because the thick atmospheres are expected to trap heat from the decay of radioactive elements underground. Radiation.
Imagine that, like your life. Oh, it's so
But like it'd be a really thick atmosphere, apparently like 100 times higher than Earth's, like mass wise.
So hydrogen is an indirect greenhouse gas with a GWP of 5.8. So it is,
How does
yeah.
that compare?
Oh, right.
It's so I believe
Yeah, I knew that. To be fair, I could have just told you that.
I believe
what's-
that the global warming
Good
potential is
enough.
defined as 1
Yes,
for carbon
we said it.
dioxide. So,
Okay.
Obviously.
So it's like
Yeah.
Yeah,
half
one
of carbon
one-
dioxide, basically.
So I just
Also, going back to the whole planets thing, so I was just looking up the stats. So Jupiter is approximately 3 times the mass of Saturn, and is quite a lot closer. So,
Well, that means Saturn is quite big then.
oh, it's big, but like in terms of density, so Jupiter's density is 1,300-ish kilograms per cubic meter, compared to the Earth, which is about 5,000 per cubic meter. Saturn's is 600.
Oh, okay.
So it's
So if
really
is that
not dense.
averaged?
Yeah, that'll be average across the whole
Because
planet.
like obviously the core is like insane, and then the rest of it's like floaty.
Yes.
like
That's
is
exactly how
Jupiter-
Jupiter is.
Yeah, that's what Jupiter does. Inside it's like, and then the
of
outside goes
Jupiter.
floaty. And
Is
there's the big storm.
Jupiter's density, mass, whatever, the same as close to water?
Water is 1,000 kilograms per cubic meter.
Right.
So,
Okay.
so
it's
Jupiter
like
would
heavy-
sink in a bath. Saturn would float.
Oh,
That's so good. This is the
That's
kind of
that.
stuff we need.
Yeah, that's what we need to know.
Can I get a check on the tidal heating thing? Am I right in thinking that basically what happens is when you have an object exerting a tidal gravitational force on another object, it basically squishes and lengthens the stuff inside. So any sort of molten stuff or rock or whatever inside the planet, and then that friction generates heat. Is that right?
Yeah.
And it
So
could,
you
is
could
it just
have-
inside? It could work with the oceans as well. But like if you got liquid water, that would be there would be friction.
Yeah, but I don't know how
from
much
the
heating you get off
oceans.
of that. I think the fact that it's a solid is
Oh, okay.
what produces a lot of the friction. I don't know.
So you could have, in theory, like if you had two planets flung out that were stuck in their own gravitational orbit, like of similar sort of sizes, like you could have twin orphan planets, like swooshing through space, providing their own.
But they'd
heat.
have each other.
They would.
But then they'd also, because of like conservation of energy, they'd eventually have to decay in their orbits.
Oh no!
And then they
Put a
become
time
one.
limit on the thing. Awesome setup for a D&D campaign. Your planets are going to crash together.
No.
And...
What do you do?
How cool
Leave.
Get everyone to the other side of the planet.
And presumably there's two massively different civilizations on each planet. So like the whole, and
we're
they get
gonna make
closer and closer.
peace. We're gonna...
Oh my gosh. Oh, how exciting. And then not
Stressful.
die in the
We're all
crash.
gonna die.
There's another
Let's be
sci-fi
honest.
setup if someone wants to write that book.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I was definitely gonna die.
We're all going to die, yeah.
So I got distracted. I did get distracted by the rogue planets thing, which doesn't 100% apply to
Valid, though.
Vesper, which is in the Braxigantium
Well, it could
system.
be.
It's just further out.
It could be a rogue planet that's just sort of wandered past.
I'm wandering past.
It wouldn't be in the system for
hi.
very long in that case, though,
No,
surely.
Yeah, exactly.
Also,
Everybody off!
also, Vesper's arrival would be like sending the entire solar system into disarray.
Oh my god,
as you
absolutely.
said,
It would be
right?
like all the others would be going, shit, fuck.
I
Ah.
was thinking it could be like a tube, like a tube train stopping at its station, but it's more like a tube train just stopping at your house, and you're like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
And now all the houses in my neighborhood are following it. Like it's like pulling a rug, and all the houses are being following on.
But I also really like the idea of humans going out into space and terraforming like the weirdest places, which
That's the
we're
thing,
not, we're not
because,
looking
like-
for Earth-like places. We're just like, no,
We can do
live
this.
here. Life
I
can
can do
exist here.
Well, it's more.
I think
It's more the fact that like you're not going to find another Earth-like place because the Earth is such a unique combination of conditions that you'd have to make do
Yeah.
with any barren rock that you come.
But I
across.
also, I like the
travelling to different
idea.
places is so hard, yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea that also, you know, there were certain conditions for most of them, i.e. close enough to a star to get heat, but then one person was like, I can fucking do it on that rock. I bet I can.
Gonna eat
And someone's like,
fucking
Steve, you can't, like, don't try. And he was like, I'm going to fucking do it.
I'm going to do
No,
it
I'm
even
going
harder.
to. Yeah, like
Yeah.
Elon Musk.
100% there's like tax implications for being on that rock, and there's like a lot of people who are domiciled there.
All the ships are registered to Vesper.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it's the Bahamas of space.
but very
That
much
sounds
not
very
the Bahamas
Cold
beach
dark
wise.
Yeah.
Bahamas of space.
I can see the billboards already.
Yeah. Come to Vesper, the cold, dark Bahamas
Of
of
space.
space.
Is it Bahamas? It's Panama. Sorry, it's Panama, isn't it? Where all the ships are registered.
Yeah.
Oh, is
Not the
it?
Bahamas.
To
Sorry.
the canal. No.
I'm also just in my headcanon, Tenebris is just from like a mushroom farming community where they just farm all the different mushrooms and they've got all the like irrigation, but the irrigation is of like warmth, like the warm water. That's what you got to irrigate with.
Oh.
Wow. But
Yeah, it's all
When
caves
we-
and underground.
you know-
and we're never going to go there, so I'm telling you everything.
when
It's coming
slash
up.
if we ever finish this campaign, though, we
Yeah.
do have to do a full episode where we all talk through like
Yeah,
full on
backstory.
lore and anything that we
I
even
know,
like
right?
entered our heads once and
Yeah.
will never come out of our mouths because there's no reason to.
But it's really
Um,
nice.
Completely inappropriate.
But you say there's no reason to, but I wanted to know, what does Tenebris's home look like?
Totally.
Because then when we eat noodles, she can be like, where are the mushrooms? And like, even just me knowing that, like,
Yeah.
you know, where she comes from, it's mostly mushroom based. Like,
More.
it's just a little bit of flavor. It's like the nutrient paste.
Yeah.
It's just all these little bits of like homely references that we've got. It's really nice.
Or you can give your character amnesia and go, Ali, you do it. You know? One way or the other.
It's a bold
Like-
strategy,
Now you're making
Colin.
me think. You're making me think, what animals live only on mushrooms, and therefore what animals could you farm on Vesper?
Oh,
I was just assuming that
Another
we'd get some
question.
cows and we'd feed them mushrooms and they would
dark
make
cows.
do.
I mean,
Under
Drow
dark
cow.
cows.
A drow cow. A
Drow cow.
cow.
Captain Cow.
Captain Drow cow.
Perfect.
What eats mushroom?
Emily.
Oh.
You
So,
can have Emily's. as
Given
well.
that the fruiting bodies are somewhat
I
minimal,
like mushrooms.
I wouldn't. Yeah. Does anything? Because the fruiting bodies only just like pop up every so often. I wouldn't.
They are fungivores. Mollusks are known to. Wait, what?
mollusks.
What?
Mollusks. Oh yeah, of terrestrial gastropod mollusks.
Oh, okay.
Slugs.
Yeah.
Slugs
Okay,
eat
slugs. Yeah.
mushroom.
Slugs
I was
eat
like,
mushrooms.
Jesus Christ.
It's slugs.
When you said terrestrial mollusk, I was like, oh my god.
No.
the landtopus.
I've got a new fear.
Birds, some insects,
Yeah, they'll
many
eat
mammals.
them, but like,
apparently.
does anything? Yeah, I would eat. Like, everyone eats a mushroom if you find it. You're like nom nom,
Some
but
people
like,
don't like them.
Yunnan snub-nosed monkeys spend 95% of their feeding time eating lichens.
that's interesting.
But that's
What a
like
mushroom.
little bark,
Great,
right?
great
very
fact.
interesting. Well, lichens are symbiotically fungi algae.
True, true.
No, they're not. They're not. But they're not fungi. They're not the same. Oh, they are.
They
You
are,
don't know.
they're-
I just don't know.
they're-
I'm just-
Ali doing
Yeah,
his
I think
confident
they are,
I
yeah.
can claim a fact
Yeah,
thing
they are.
again. And then
Also,
go,
there's a great sentence here in the wiki about fungivores that says at least 22 species of primate, including, and then every single one of these species has a really cute picture. Because it's like, well, apart from
Aw.
humans, it's like bonobos, columbines, gorillas, lemurs, macaques, mangabeys, marmosets, and vervet monkeys. And all these pictures, one after the other, are just like, aw, aw.
oh,
Did you know that,
human.
reindeers will actively seek out psychedelic mushrooms to eat them because they enjoy the high?
Stop it.
Wow.
Rudolph
Trotting
with
through
your
the
nose so
landscape.
bright. Yeah, let's
Lucy
go,
in the sky with
Rudolph.
diamonds playing.
I feel like there's probably a strong psychedelic culture on Speth. Not a huge amount to do, right?
Not in the rural areas. No, just like what should we do? Different mushrooms.
But maybe that becomes like alcohol here, right? Where
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
just
it becomes
like
a cultural
it's the
thing.
cultural thing
Yeah,
rather
Big
than
mushroom.
clear
Like,
distinction.
it
Is there
becomes like
for
a big
reason?
industry, or the people specifically cultivating psychedelic
Can you
mushrooms.
Can you make alcohol from mushrooms?
Surely.
You can
ferment
ferment it,
mushrooms.
Just ferment it,
surely.
yeah.
We asked the
Oh,
best
yeah.
question.
Mushroom wine. Ugh, gross.
Characteristics of wine produced by mushroom fermentation.
Gross.
No thanks.
There's no way that tastes good. There's just no
Okay,
way.
okay. Enough. I'm going to stop this train right here. I don't need to know anymore.
Shamini, do you
I don't
have
know anymore.
anything
That's
else
it.
you'd like
I'm
to add?
done. I'm very excited to have finally got to tell you all about my home planet.
I love it.
My home.
Yay. All right. Well, let's take a quick break then, and then we'll come back in, I don't know, a short amount
a
of time.
time.
Yeah, a time frame. And we'll do the
Having a short
campaign.
rest.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is
Cool.
going to
See
be
you
a lot.
all-
Can you do your
Indeed.
thing? I don't have the power.
See you all in a bit.
I'll press the right button this time. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will. Watch this. Shit.
It looked too fun.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. This is where we go into the Dungeons and Dragons part, continuing our ongoing campaign. We're going to introduce our characters very, very quickly, and then catch up where we left them inside the remains of the crashed space station Martin's Bane on the face of a god.
A god? Minerva?
No. Who is this being? So I am playing Tenebris. Tenebris is a drow aberrant mind sorcerer, and she uses she, her pronouns. And last week, she created the weird darkness of space in a small ball where they were standing in
That was
the middle of combat. And said, I don't know, it just happened. Don't ask me.
Yeah,
Simon,
you got a D&D brief that at some point.
Yeah.
where did
Yeah.
that come from?
Hello, my name's Simon, and I play Uriel. Uriel uses he/they pronouns, and in D&D terms is a dwarf monk. In our terms is a cybernetically enhanced human, currently standing on the face of their god, who may or may not have perished. It's not a great time to be Uriel right now. Emily Bates!
Hello, I'm Emily Bates. I play Infinite Skies 6000. They use she, they pronouns, and they are, in D&D terms, a wood elf druid. In our terms, they're a terraforming robot. And in the last fight, they made a big storm inside and started zapping people with the lightnings. And they
feel
enjoyed
like-
doing that.
I feel like you and
Zap,
Tenebris
zap.
got really cool abilities, and then what Uriel did was punch a box.
It's called spellcasters. Is the-
Well,
I cast
Box
fist!
a lot.
Spellcasters, man, just always and forever. And finally, the one, the only, our Fate Weaver, Ali Jenny.
I am the Fate Weaver. I'll do my own chorus, Fate Weaver.
Sorry, yeah, I kind of did all of it, didn't I, really?
Yes, I am the DM, but I'm also the Fate Weaver. Oh, no! Roll credits. So, where were we? Well, we had left our party at a tense moment in the aftermath of an epic battle with Uriel's one-time brothers and sisters that had seemingly been puppeted by a scarred, black-robed figure. We find ourselves stood on the face of a gigantic celestial creature surrounded by the bodies of your fallen foes. From what you can tell, it seems as though these people had been drilling into the head of this godly being, and the half-molten remains of that drill are still embedded in their forehead. You can feel in the unnatural silence after the fight, very slight lifting and falling of this creature's skin beneath you. What would you all like to do?
Can I tell whether any of the monks are unconscious but still alive?
Roll a... Well, no, easy enough to do. You walk around, you examine all these bodies. It's clear that these are corpses. What's interesting to you is that you don't know how long they've been corpses for. Some of them are showing some signs even of rigor mortis, of decay.
Uriel put his hands like on the ground, and they basically kind of fall to their knees. And I try and cast speak with plants.
How many uses of this do you
I get
have?
3. This is my third one. I get 3 per day. This is the last time I can use it.
You fall to your knees. Beneath you, the ground is soft. And you reach out with this ability you have to speak with the machines around you. As you stretch out with your senses, silence seems to fall. Unnatural, quiet. And you hear in your mind, hello. Hello.
Minerva.
Who is this? You know my name.
I'm your humble servant. My name is Uriel. I'm here to try and help. What should I do?
What happened to me?
There was a crash. Martin's Bane has fallen to Braxigantu, and you're... I don't know, I wasn't here. I was sent away by the others, and I came back and you were like this, and there was somebody who was trying to hurt you, and I tried to stop them, but it didn't work, and I failed you.
Can you help me? I feel weak.
You're not. You can't be weak. No, they must have done something to you to make you feel that way.
Will you help me?
I will do anything for you.
I will die. I cannot hold on. I need you. I need you to know what I know. What has brought this station down, what has done this to me, is more powerful than anything I know, more powerful than anything I've seen. What? And then...
So for podcast listeners, Shamini is just going through a bit of a
I
sneeze
think you
attack.
thought you muted, but you instead turned your camera off. And are we all in the wrong positions now?
Yes, you and Shamini have now just switched
Let's
places.
take a moment. Let's take a moment and reset that, and we'll come back in a second.
Cameras off, everybody.
Right.
You are muted though, Shamini, still.
There we go. Right. Okay, that's
No, you're
worked.
not.
Bates, turn yourself back on.
Hey.
There we go.
Sorry.
Okay, we're back. Shamini, are you okay?
Sorry. Yes, everything's connected. So when I turn my audio off, it switched my
But
webcam.
the thing is,
So all the
you
power
didn't
goes off
turn
in your
your
house.
audio off. We heard the sneeze in full force.
Am I on the wrong mic? No, I'm not.
So on the right mic, I think. But yeah,
It was
we
the
no,
fact that you
definitely
turned
heard
off the
sneeze.
video and then we heard the sneeze.
Yeah, it was like.
So what kind of wiring do you
really
have in your
sorry.
house? Everything's
I'm really
connected. Like you try to turn the microphone off and the
Everything's
entire house just powers down.
Okay,
Really sorry
Bring it
about
back. Bring it back.
Bring it back to you.
come back. A huge cavernous chamber. You're stood on the face of this angelic being. You are knelt down, Uriel, your hands on their skin, and you're hearing this tiny voice in your head. It almost feels like the voice of a child. Whoever you are, know this. Whatever has happened here, the power needed to destroy this station, to destroy me, is unknown to me. This strength I have never seen before, and I have no knowledge of what could be this powerful. Something has happened to my mind. I can feel my life ebbing away, but you need to know what my purpose is.
Tell me.
I am one of the divine.
I know.
I am the daughter of one of the great gods. My powers are to do with the mind. I exist to control the mental ability, the minds of people. And in doing so, I would have helped. I would be here to plan, to strategize, to make us a great sword of war. But something has happened. My powers, how I am made, has been stolen. I feel it.
With the text, how?
Something, this thing in my brain, this sliver of darkness that has entered me, that has been used to steal the power that I should have. But this is what I do not understand. Only the most powerful of beings, a technomancer of unbelievable ability, could ever hope to channel my power.
There must be something we could do to bring it back, to save you. You must know the answer.
I know nothing anymore. I give you my wisdom, and now I go.
No. Don't leave me. Minerva. You're
Silence.
just gonna crumple.
Uriel?
She's gone.
Who's gone?
No, but she's gone. She's not responding.
I'll cast Cure Wounds at first level on the face and see if it does anything. I'm assuming it won't, but you know, as a show of trying to do something.
I bet
Right,
Sahatquiel could bring her back to life.
You cast Cure Wounds, and
Does Uriel say that?
you feel your energy being sucked into this sort of massive negative energy space and just dissipate like dust in the wind.
Sorry, Uriel. Uriel, did you know who that was? The thing.
No, I've never. Minerva didn't seem to know who they were either. And if Minerva doesn't know, then I don't know. She just said that whoever it was must have been powerful beyond even their imagination. I'd never known anything more powerful than Minerva. Can't imagine what she would escape her.
I burnt the body, didn't I? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Good. Well done, Emily.
Well, the body wasn't the important thing.
No, I know, but Infinity doesn't know that. Uriel, you've been on this planet without her. Even the most powerful things have to die.
Not gods.
Uriel, there's no such thing.
Minerva was one of a pantheon of gods that we have made. That she was one of the void ships. These craft that we made on Martin's Bane. And that the texts have been passed down from generation to generation of how they're constructed. That when complete, they form part of the pantheon that protects us and will come back to us.
But then, Uriel, then you did this. You and your siblings, you made the god.
The god is... It's not as simple as just a machine. It's a divine being that we coalesce. We are just instruments that allow the will to take form.
I'm not sure I believe that.
When I was a child, I saw one of the complete ships that left Martin's Bane, and there was a moment when I knew that I was called to make them. I was called to serve the void ships, and that I could make myself divine in that process. And it shouldn't have happened.
No, it shouldn't have done, but Uriel, you are not giving yourself enough credit. Look at what you built. I've never seen anything like it. And if you've done it once, you could do it again.
Not on my own. Not as one cog in the machine. It requires all of us.
I'll look over at Sahatquiel.
He is sat cross-legged on the floor, staring out into the cavernous space of this huge chamber.
I see far more than just you, Uriel. We're all here because we believe in you. So you could start again.
Not before we put this to rights. Not before we find whoever did this. Make them pay.
Don't know if we can do that. I don't know if we can fight something like that.
But we'll try.
We have
Really?
to. Because if they can do this to Minerva, then the rest of the world might be in danger too. There's so much power that cannot be left unchecked. We've got to do something.
The mistress will help. We can tell her, and everyone in Gunka can, be aware of the danger.
I think we should be careful of how many people we tell.
About the terrifying power, we should probably tell them so that they can, look out for it, right?
Power hides in weird places, Tenebris.
Like in that person. I don't think that person was themselves. I think the power was just hiding in them, like it was hiding in all of the monks. And then they left, and then I think they're still there. I think they're still somewhere.
Wait, Uriel, what was the machine? What was it doing?
Minerva said it was a shard of darkness that stole something from her, stole her knowledge, or made her Minerva.
And what would that be? You made her. What is it?
Physical box? Like a physical object, or
I didn't work on anything other than the mechanics of movement. I didn't know that. But I don't think it's just as simple as a box. There's something that is divine about Minerva that transcends the physical.
This drill, I go and look down the sort of hole where the drill is. It was drilling, and then no one took anything out. It is just drilling, right? They wanted to dig. But what did they find, and how did they get it?
And I don't think Uriel's looked up at the drill properly. Can I look at it to see if I can tell anything about what it was doing?
Based on the investigation check that you actually made during the battle, realised a couple of things. You realised, A, that this was drilling right down, seemingly into the centre, into the brain of this creature, of this god, and B, that there was antennae on the top that were heating up and seemingly transmitting something during the fight. So to add to that, you can roll another investigation check if you want to try and look for more things.
Yeah, I'll give it a go. 4.
Can I look at and try and work out what I haven't got anything to do this with, but can I try and look at, see where it was transmitting to, just
at least
by
what kind of
what was
medium, right?
Yeah, was it radio waves? What was it?
How far? If we knew that.
Yeah.
No other things. How much?
So
I can just do an investigation or something.
So if you can find a way of explaining how you might do that, use
I will.
your abilities to do that.
I will.
Then sure.
Can I investigate the mechanics of it, being an robot, and trying
the engineering of
just the engineer, seeing if it's got any antenna that remind me of what I do, or anything else that I might have knowledge of.
Roll an investigation check. Is this both of you doing this? Tenebris, are you doing this as well?
Would you like to help me?
Sure, yeah.
So, oh, it's not bad. 19.
With a 19, you examine the antennae on top of this drill. And the first thing you pick up, they're short, stubby, thick, clearly coiled tight loops of electronics between them. And you can see that it's highly directional, almost like a shotgun mic. Powerful, directional, but short range. Something that could transmit high volumes of information, a relatively short range, so we're talking miles, or if you like, hundreds of belts. So,
when I'm not casting a spell, I don't need it in ropes.
yeah. But no further. And with a 19 as well, so you can't work out exactly where it's going, but you do see something. So this is half molten slag, half of it is still intact. It seems to have burnt itself out, like in the final phases of its transmission. But there is parts of it remaining, and you see a mark scored into the metal, and it seems like an icon, almost like a logo. And what it is two lines. So basically, if you take a compass, so like a Mercedes, it's like a Mercedes-Benz. Basically, it's that 3 sort of parts star.
Do I recognise it?
Look up on the seat.
Roll a history check.
Yeah. Ooh, nope, 6.
Oh, right. Okay.
You've not seen this before.
Sorry. Uriel, Tenebris, do either of you know this mark?
Let me see if I remember.
Tenebris.
So you're going to roll you can roll a history or arcana. So because you're now studying the mark itself, rather than whether you remember seeing it, you can roll history or arcana.
That's a synthetic 20.
Ooh.
Synthetic 20. So Uriel, you know this is not from Martin's Bane. You also have a very vague memory of having seen something like this before. You think back and you remember that you've seen this mark on imported technology, so imported parts that were too high-tech even for Martin's Bane to produce, that you needed a specialist engineer to make, and that were brought into the Martin's Bane station when you were constructing very, very high-level pieces of equipment.
Do you say that?
Yeah.
Uriel, who was the specialist? Do you know?
Oh, no, I don't know then.
Suddenly terrified that there's one of the people. So someone's brought it in.
From off-world.
Is there anybody that might be able to tell us more about this? Let me take like a picked capture or a sketch or...
I can project it on the
something.
screens if I need to, yeah.
We can
Easy enough
ask.
to do. Infinity, you do that thing where you draw something incredibly quickly, like a really, really good sketch with a piece of graphite pencil.
We can ask the mistress. We can ask the archivist. That
We do
were
need to
going
go to the
talk
archivist. I also am rather low on power reserves, so I could do with sleeping. Oh, well, sorry, sleeping. What? I don't sleep. Defragmenting.
Defrag and reboot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tired too, but is it
We
safe
should-
here?
I don't think so.
Uriel, whilst this is happening, is I think going to realise that all these other monk bodies are around and goes to have a look.
You see your friends lying there, and what's instantly clear now that you have a moment to look at them is that they have died. Like, some of them are missing parts of their skull casing, bits of their brain. Like, these were corpses that you were fighting.
Do they look like they were killed in the crash or by someone?
Roll a medicine check.
Ooh, biological system. best feature. Oh, nat 20! Yes, it is!
So, examining the corpses, and specifically looking mostly at the machinery bits, which you understand very well, what you see is that these bodies were killed by massive blunt trauma, primarily, or by impact from bits of machinery or bits of the internal components of this room. It seems like they would either been flung against the side at incredible speed and just crushed, or torn apart. What you also see, some of them have been sewn back together. And on top of that, examining with a nat 20, you see that each of them has something in their skull.
Oh no.
Oh no.
A sliver of metal.
Can I extract one of those slithers?
With ease.
Right. Does it look like a smaller version of what was in Minerva?
It does, yeah.
I thought what was in Minerva was a drill.
Yeah,
No, but they would.
it's really big. But, you know, Minerva's much bigger than a person.
So, but like, is it drill shaped?
Oh.
Is what I mean.
Yeah, is it the same as like
Is it a drill? Like you said,
drill bit kind of thing?
or is there something else that I'm?
So this basically is the same sort of shape, and you can even see with an nat 20 that it has a similar sort of maybe kind of transmission bit on it, slightly different, but that same idea. But this is more of a kind of sliver of metal, like a dagger that you could jam into something.
Right.
Hmm.
But it does have barbs. So once
We
it was
need to
in,
find-
couldn't get out.
We need to find where it's transmitting to.
Also, what it does.
I think it might be controlling people.
But they weren't controlling Minerva, they were stealing something.
I think they were trying to control Minerva.
I'm looking around at all the bodies, just... I can't believe they're all gone. There's so few of us now. We've got to get the others out and rebuild.
Yes.
Sort of put the shard thing away. I think we've got to get out of here.
Infinity will go around and take the shards out of all of the others as well.
Easy enough to do.
And can I want to keep them as like maybe trying to find where they're transmitting to, just as a thing to have.
Yep, sure. Do you guys want to do anything else before you make your move?
Uriel, I don't. Would you like me to decorate the bodies? And I'll sort of like create a little flower.
They would want to be here with me. That's enough.
Can we just I'll like line them up in sort of just a nicer, so they're not sort of all like weird angles or anything. Just sort of they look like they're resting or something.
You line them up almost in the shape of like one of those old barrow graves, like one after the other. And you all start to move, walking back down the body of this creature. As you walk, Saharquiel comes to you, Uriel. She looks up at you. She's not said anything this entire time. As you make your way down the edge, and as you're leaving this huge chamber, she looks to you, and there's a strange look in her eye. Roll an insight check.
Whoa! I forgot that was that modifier. 16.
This experience has taught you more than you've ever thought you'd know about how people work and how people feel. And you look and you see conflict in her. Intense sadness, and at the same time the flicker of something that could almost be hope. She looks to you and says, "Do you know what this means? This means we have no God. This means we're free."
It means we can choose to be free. We can also choose to avenge our God.
Is that what you want?
All I've ever wanted was to be like her. Now she's gone. All I know is that I loved her. Someone hurt her. Someone is going to pay.
I see. Well, listen to me. When you're ready to be like you, I'll be here. And you walk on up through the control room, passing through the caverns and the caves of Martin's Bane, walking in silence. As you reach the laboratory room, walking carefully, stealthily, you open the door and you see immediately the 4 dead bodies of these orcs that you tried to avoid.
God.
Yeah, we wanted that to happen.
Oh yeah, sorry. I thought it was the other people.
Oh, there's
I
some
panicked
creatures
for a
in here that we let go and
Oh, yeah,
to come back this
shit.
way.
Oh, that was a problem for future us, and now we are future us.
I was kind of hoping it was a problem we wouldn't have to deal with, and I don't know why I thought that.
If you wanted to, you could basically creep around here. It doesn't look like there's a lot going on.
I'll use my final spell slot and cast Pass Without Trace and to
Easy
help
enough
us
to do.
out. Yeah.
No need to roll here. Nobody's looking for you now. It's just stuff roaming around. You take your time, pass around the edges of this area, and unless you have any other business you want to do in this space, you climb up the ladder on the other side and you make your way back past the chamber where you left the other brothers. Your Cynthian compatriots, Uriel. Before you move on, is there anything you want to do? Any of
That's
you?
where we're going, isn't it? We're going to go find them.
Yeah, we're going to go and tell them.
Yeah.
We're going to go talk to them. Yeah.
Get them out. Yeah.
Ask if they will.
You walk into the door and you find just Zafkiel. You can't see Armoros anywhere. And he's
I'm going to look
kind of trance-like
nervously around, like behind the door in the ceiling, because last time Armoros came higher from the shadows.
Oh yes.
Rick Armoros.
Yeah, you look around. It looks like he's not here, and you sort of suspect he wouldn't be great at hiding himself, even if he was. So he doesn't seem to be here now.
Zafkiel, what? She's gone.
You're back. You what? Tell me what happened.
When we got there, she'd been split in two. There was someone stealing something from her. They were drilling into her head. And they'd stolen the bodies of our brothers and sisters to help them. They weren't themselves. They'd done no wrong. I think they were dead all along.
No. Are they all dead?
Just us. It's us three in Armoros.
Where is Armoros?
Left. He said he went to scout something. I couldn't stop him. He's a wild one, Uriel. You know he doesn't mean any harm.
I don't know if I know that.
And at this point, you look to him and you see he's knelt down. His kind of these sort of threadbare metallic limbs. He's knelt on the floor, and you can see that he's just. You know when you're trying to stay awake. This is something that's happened to me. You're trying to stay awake, and you stab a pen into your leg to try and. So he's just punching himself very, very slightly trying to hide it, and you can see that there's tears starting to flow down his cheeks. We move on. We stay true to the machine.
We can recover the texts. We can... In time, we can rebuild.
In time. He looks up at you, Uriel. I can't... I have to see her.
No. Of course.
So Harkwill reaches out and takes his arm. We will. Come. And together, they move slowly out of the door and back towards the great chamber where the corpse of Minerva lies spread on the floor.
Be careful of the slime and things.
When you are leaving this place, there are people trying to steal things. If you need help, wait for us. I can call you.
We're going to find out who did this. We'll go to the Archivist.
It's playing on Infinity's mind. The distance of the transmission. Does she think that would still be inside Martin's Bane?
Miles.
Yeah.
It's
kilometers wide.
Yeah,
right?
Martin's Bane is a few miles, but this has a
Yeah.
broader. This would be.
It would be
maybe
broader. Okay. Great.
The circumference of Gunka.
Okay. Fine. Good. Right.
As you call after them as they move their way slowly down this corridor, Sarkwill looks back. She looks at you, Uriel, and then she looks at the rest of you, and you can see a shroud pass over her face. Thank you for your help. This is our place now. You can leave.
Let's go, Uriel.
We're going to find out what happened here. And we're going to make them pay.
That you move back through the broken bones of this station, through the dagger-like ship, and out into the daylight. You've been here for many, many hours. You are tired now. And you look up into the city, the broken ruins of which you'd left you don't even know how long ago. And you look out. The rest of the day is yours. What do you want to do?
Think about how many steps D&D adventurers take it.
They had a Fitbit.
Yeah, our Fitbits would be like, it's like 30,000 steps again today.
Yeah. I don't know about the two of you, but I really am running on empty.
We should.
You want to go home and sleep?
If we could, I could do with a reboot.
I think I can probably call the car back.
And also then we could wake up when it's darker, Tenebris, and then you'd be happier.
I would love that. I would like that a lot. Okay. I am going to. Oh, I have said that one of my remaining spell slots. Unless I know any other way of doing it, I'm going to sending the mistress.
Yep, that's as good a way as any.
I will cast sending, and I will say, "Milady, we have come out of Martin's Bane. I think we found what we were looking for, sort of, but there were things in there, and we are hurt. And I was just wondering if you could send a car, if we could come back and sleep."
25 words.
How I wasn't counting. It wasn't that many, was it?
That was a lot of
Counting?
words.
Oh.
No, it
It
wasn't
was more than
counting.
5.
As you were going, I was like,
I was
25.
like,
20.
I'm not going to count because it's going to be so much shorter than 25, and then I just kept talking.
Yes, Tenebris, I think I get the gist of your message. Of course, I will get one of the Jeffreys to send a car. And
One of the Jeffreys. What about Jeremy?
you wait, and you've come now to the edge of the crash site, so now you can sort of start to hear the sounds of city life and people moving around beside you. You're back in the city proper. The car next to you, of course, that's the sound from inside the car. Actually, it sounds like just a rotor-driven car. The door opens, in you get, and again, you're surrounded now by the calming music as you up into the sky towards the great plume of mist and steam
This great
surrounds.
broken monk just sat there silently as this music is playing around him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like not sit down on any of the soft furnishings because I'm covered in blood from being stabbed in the back. So I'm just gonna like
Oh yeah.
not touch anything.
Yeah, and I think I'm probably leaking a lot of fluid right now.
Oh
So yeah,
god.
but Infinity will sit down.
Infinity, you sit, and you're quite intuitive, and you just get the sense that the car's just a little bit pissed off that you've done that, but it doesn't say anything. I don't know what about. And the car.
Don't be passive aggressive.
Apologies. Into the mist, this sort of floodlit mist of the centre of Gunka, and past the great butterflies that control the weather. And as you approach the Hanging Gardens, where the mistress's house is, you can hear the sound of the space elevator ratcheting its way down from the orbital platform towards the ground. You come to a halt outside Saib Vavagi's house. The door is opened for you, and Simon, the butler, ushers you in. So glad that you're home and home safe. Is there anything that you would desire now?
We need to be cleaner. We are very dirty. Not touching anything.
Of course. There are baths throughout the house. May I suggest some of the top floor baths? You might be a little more in keeping with your current fashionable choices. Come. And he ushers you all upstairs, and you can see that
I'm not wearing
trying
clothes.
Yeah, cool. Basic.
My screens are covered in stars. They look beautiful. Infinity does not say this.
As you're going upstairs, he's frantically laying out newspaper on the carpet as you're all walking up. Yes, not to worry. You all come upstairs, and you reach the top floor, the sort of servants' quarters of this house, and there you can bathe and sleep, and your rooms are open to you. Is there anything you would all like to do before the tiredness takes you?
I'm so tired.
What time? Yeah, I guess it has been a whole day.
Has it?
I mean, we walk kilometers and kilometers to get into Martin's Bane and then back out.
That's true.
Yeah.
No, Uriel's definitely just going to want to be on their own.
Good job we share a room.
Oh shit! Are we all in the same room?
No,
No, I've
Tenebris
got my
has
own
her own room, but we were in the same room.
Oh yes, yeah, you and your
I have my own room.
yeah. Uriel's definitely just going to lie down, face away, like into the wall.
If you wanted to talk, Uriel, I'm happy to, but you should sleep.
No response.
I'll do a little puff of lavender smell with my druid craft.
Smell me!
Smell me!
I get
Smell me!
1d4.
No. And then I will just go, okay, and power down.
Tenebris, is there anything that you will do?
Tenebris, just like as she's falling asleep, is just thinking about her childhood, like the creepy figure like went into it, and now she's just like keep thinking about it again, and what imagining Armoros saying, like looking at her and saying there's something not quite right about this one, and that's like merging with like kids and school and like people from like so long ago, and she just has a little cry and then falls asleep.
No.
Around you, the colony ripples and draws closer to you as you lay down to sleep. You all fall asleep. And at that point, you all level up!
Yay!
And we will take a quick break, and then we'll come back for the second half right after that.
Woo!
Whew. All right, we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Stay where you are. Oh, don't. I'm not a cop.
So, you wake, feeling like...
Feel like shit. Just want my number back.
You have to... Feeling like there's a path before you now. That you've been through some heavy things, but now you want to push forward. You all wake, and it's dark now outside, but only ever as dark as it gets in Gunka. There's lights, the neon lights, the spotlights, the flashing signs, and the whole place is lit up in a variety of different colours. It's almost like a strange sort of, like a festival almost of these different lights and colours coming through the window. And
God, it's like that city in our home campaign, Pentatonics.
It is like yes, Pentabulon.
Arthur Pendragon. What's?
So, what would you like to do?
I think I'm gonna wake up. Yeah, I'm gonna wake up. Am I right in thinking, just before I come out, before I emerge, new day, new me, am I right in thinking that I have a sending stone that doesn't take my spell slots? Is that what I have?
You all had sending stones.
Oh yeah.
Originally.
I have a separate pen
they're
pal.
tuned.
It was just me and my pen pal
Yes, you
Constance
did.
have a separate
You gave
sending
one to
stone where
Constance.
we
You
just
did,
chat
yes.
to each other.
It's a walkie-talkie.
Exactly.
So I haven't checked in with my pen pal Constance, who's a gnome.
A halfling.
Are they halflings?
It was a half.
Family, and we met them, and it was very nice. You weren't here for this, so I'm gonna have a chat with my pen pal. So I guess I have 25 words. So I will say, "Morning, Constance. I hope you're all well. Tell me everything. I'm in Gunka. It's, okay."
I just killed a god.
Got 9 words left.
I still have your bracelet. It's cool. Bye, Tenebris.
Wait a moment.
So jester.
I know, right?
And then you hear a voice in your ear. Hey. I'm cool. We did a good... Oh no. What is it?
No, leave her alone.
Jobs in Lansdowne Port. Glad got necklace, me too. Weird stuff happening. Love you.
I feel like I'm gonna start. That's how I'm gonna send off all of my texts from now on. It's just weird stuff happening. Love you.
Stop happening. Love you.
Oh no.
Oh, that's the point. We didn't at the start of the show predict what the news was going to be this week,
Oh yeah, because we did our live show yesterday, obviously,
which went amazingly well.
Which went very well.
Believe Orlando Bloom was there, and
So
we came
good
up
of
on
him. Yeah. What's with the Orlando Bloom today, Simon?
I don't know. I just-
Not Brendan Fraser, which really should have
Yeah.
been, you know?
Yeah, true.
Why was Orlando there? We were all like, oh, Orlando.
I'm not
is Brendan
complaining.
with
He came
you?
up and just
Where's
punched him,
Brendan?
and then was
Brendan Fraser punched Orlando Bloom in the face. It was the best New Scientist live ever. We are
Yeah.
truly in the Renaissance.
Yeah. The Renaissance.
Also, the government's fallen apart, probably. I don't know.
Almost definitely.
Yeah, more than it had before. And that's the news from the past. Okay, I'm going to go down and have breakfast.
you go downstairs, and obviously supper is just being cleared away. And
But what time is it? When am I?
you see Jeremy working in the kitchen, and they're working on just sort of clearing things up. And he's like, oh, of course, my lady.
Jeremy, what time is it?
It's approximately, I'd say, 11 or 11 p.m., my lady.
Well, that's nice because I like the night because I can't see in the daylight. It's like so bright.
Very bright, isn't it, my lady? Not my favourite time either. Can
Yeah.
I perhaps prepare for you some nighttime eggs and maybe a bit of nighttime toast?
Is that like nighttime breakfast?
Rinna.
It is. It could be called so, yes.
I would love a nighttime breakfast, Jeremy. I'm going to go and get my friends and tell them that there's going to be nighttime breakfast.
Very good, my lady. Very good.
Wait, so have we all slept for 8 hours?
Well, that's
yeah.
what I was gonna. Yeah, we'll say it's been
knows.
8 hours. Infinity's just been
long
like
time.
doing some stuff in the 4 hours, just watching Uriel. Like,
No, because I was
I'll
just
wake
wondering
up
because
any
doesn't
minute now.
doesn't Tenebris sleep for 4 hours at a time?
me and Tenebris only need 4, but you need 8. So
4, but I would rather have 8.
we had a big battle. We probably had
I'm
an 8. Yeah.
exhausted.
Let's come to Uriel next. What are you doing?
I think Uriel's just going to be turning the barb that he took out of one of his brothers over and over in his hands. And, like, this is the link that Uriel has to understanding what's going on next. And is just obsessively staring at it and waiting to be able to talk to somebody about it.
Uriel, we should have breakfast. Well, you should.
Isn't it like midnight?
Yes, but you've woken up and that's breakfast.
I suppose you are breaking your fast when you have breakfast.
Hmm. That's why it's called that.
Do you think they work on a shift rotation here, or is there like a sort of societally accepted time to have breakfast?
I actually don't know very much about, human hierarchies. It's not really in my programming.
Do you have a preferred time to like charge?
No.
That seems very unstructured.
Well, I just need to be able to do it whenever is the most optimal.
Because when
I have
you-
to be very adaptive, you see, as the terraforming robot. It could be a planet that has a 4-hour day. And so, then I have to sleep through a whole day.
Sidebar. I feel like that would be a really cool construct for a sci-fi character, is that you can only long rest in like sunshine because you're solar powered.
You're photosynthesizing.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Like, I'm gonna go take a long rest. I lay out in the grass.
Yeah.
Like one of those charging pads. As you make your way downstairs, Infinity, you are actually... Your mind is slightly elsewhere. You're thinking about the dream that you had last night.
Not again. No.
You think back again. You're in a forest, and around you are these tall trees and animals and birds, and in fact, there is still a sense that something's not quite right, but in other ways, it's actually very pleasant. You're looking around, you're seeing all these different creatures. You see what you think is maybe a nest of, could be chipmunks or something. And you're walking over to see what it is, to maybe understand a bit better. And you feel a sensation, as though someone's tugging at you. Someone's trying to get your attention. As though something's calling for you, but it's voiceless. You just get the sensation that someone is trying to talk to you.
Hello?
That's all it is. Just a sensation of something trying to reach you. And that's it. And you are mulling on this as you come downstairs, and then you see Jeremy's laid out breakfast on the table as Tenebris is snarfling down her nighttime eggs, and Uriel, you're stood there, just looking at a nice bowl of paste that's been laid out for you there. And there's a single egg placed to one side, almost as a kind of an offering, but with no need to eat it. Maybe it's there to set off the paste.
Really need it. Oh, it's for Uriel. I see. Okay. Good morning. Evening.
It's
still
breakfast,
evening.
but it's in the night.
Evening breakfast.
Isn't it great?
I like breakfast.
This is absolutely a household where the staff are used to just serving her food whenever she wants, like whenever she gets home from the office.
Yeah.
Oh, it absolutely is, sir. So, whatever you'd like.
Could I try the paste this time?
You absolutely may, milady. If I may, I prepared a very special paste for one of the gentlemen last night, and you might be able to try some of it.
Yes, of course. Thank you.
And they give it to you in one of those little sort of, those sort of earthenware bowls that look like they're not made especially well, but because they're so classy that they've been handmade by some potter somewhere. You're like,
Thank you.
You eat.
And while I eat, I will then sort of put it down, and I will just try and reach out to the satellites.
You establish a connection. Yes, child?
Hello? Were you trying to talk to me?
No, child.
Oh, wrong number. Sorry. And I'll just disconnect it.
You just before it disconnects, you hear, but so what? And then it's just cut off.
Later. Okay, I'll reconnect.
Oh, no.
Sorry, were you going to say something?
Oh, hello. Oh,
Hello.
what's with Infinity? No, just ask me
Hi.
how are you?
Oh, well, yes, having breakfast. Have you ever had breakfast?
No, I float in space like a celestial orb.
Right. Well, I did too, but now I have breakfast.
I feed off the light of the stars.
That's nice. I don't. How are you?
Good.
Good?
Well, no, not great. How's it going?
Oh, we found Martin's Bane, the one that crashed into Gunka, and well, there was a big thing inside. They were calling it a god. I don't believe it was. That was dead, and there was some monks who they died, but then they got taken over by. Do you know what this is? And I'll kind of transmit what the little like slivers that went into their head are.
There's a pause. I have not seen these before. These are not of druidic make. This maybe is some sort of arcane technology. It might be worth asking someone in Gunka. Did you find Sai? Maybe she could help.
We did find Sai. I don't really like her.
What did we say about liking or not liking?
Well, you said not to do it, but
forms?
it happens now. Some of them I like and some of them I don't. There was another one and I had no reason not to like her, but I just didn't for some reason. I just got very angry when she did things. I'm not entirely sure why.
It's a bad habit, Infinity. Just when you wake up in the morning, just take 5 minutes and just feel absolutely neutral about everything, and sooner or later it'll just start coming naturally.
Have you considered a gratitude journal?
Yes, totally going to do that. So, anyway, right, and then we're going to go see the Archivist, I think. Maybe they'll help. More than Saib, I think. Because I thought you maybe said that Saib was evil, but you didn't say that, and we should go destroy her, but you didn't say that. That was just a vibe.
I did not. No.
Okay. I get vibes now.
You got that vibe. Right. Maybe as well as the 5 minutes of flat calm, you could also... Yes, the vibe, not great. But the Archivist, interesting, and this is why.
Oh, to find out more things. Saib told us to do it, I think. Yes.
Did she? In relation to what exactly?
Maybe because she's evil. And she's going to send us to the Archivist so the Archivist will kill us. Oh my goodness, you've cracked it wide open! Disconnect. And I'll look at Uriel and Tenebris and go, we can't go to the Archivist.
You
Oh.
hear in your head the sound of a ringtone.
Sorry, okay, hang on, sorry. Hello, yes, Infinite Sky 6000 here, serial number 8691972 6PMGB1530ML. How may I help you?
Oh, good. I'm glad it's your number. Listen, I'm sorry. I just don't want to interrupt you. I'm sure you're very, very busy, but maybe Cybe isn't evil. That's all. I just wanted to leave you on that thought. And it doesn't matter because you shouldn't be regarding people as good or evil.
Of course,
listen,
yes, they're
so
just
nice to
living
talk to you.
things.
Call me
Wait,
whenever.
Wait, no, because we've got another thing we want to do. Oh yes, the Cult of the Fallen Angels. Apparently it's just a fairy tale.
It is certainly a rumor, but it may be that its exact details are known only to a very certain few. Perhaps this is where the Archivist was supposed to help you, no?
Oh, yes, that's right. Infinity remembers all of this. Emily struggles.
If you wish to talk to the Archivist, I would simply suggest one thing. They are not findable in
No,
the
they have to
normal
find you.
sense. They do. But the thing you should know about the Archivist are they are an arch fae, immensely powerful, but they are drawn to new information like a shark to blood. If you have something they do not know, they will seek you out.
I think maybe they did seek me out before. I went into the network and it was very beautiful, but there were these things that tried to make me go see someone.
That seems unlikely. The Archivist the Archivist does not have servants or minions, doesn't seek power, seeks only knowledge.
So we have to provide knowledge for them. Maybe they'd be interested in Minerva. That was the big thing that died.
Perhaps. Whatever you can bring that
Okay.
it might not already know.
Oh, I've got an idea. Okay, great. Thank you. Anything else? How was your weekend? Have you had a weekend? Going anywhere
I
nice for your
simply orbit the
holidays?
planet.
Okay.
I'm
trying this new human
going
thing. It's
in
fun.
as- Again, don't do that. But yes,
Okay.
I'm just travelling in an elliptical
Why not?
orbit around the planet. It's a bit like the human equivalent would be smoking for a robot. It's sort of pleasurable, but it's not good for you.
I really like it. Sometimes it's very sad. I get sad now. All my screens go different when I'm sad.
Really?
Mm.
Okay. So this
Quite
was
cool.
lovely.
It's been great.
This was lovely. I do have to go now. There is.
Oh,
The planet has been acting a little funnily recently, so
Okay.
I do have to go and sort some things.
anything I can do?
But probably not.
Okay.
But thank you for offering. So
No worries.
I have to go and deal with this, but call me whenever.
You call me
always.
too. Lovely to hear from you. It makes me happy. Do you feel happy when I call you?
I feel nothing, but it
Okay.
is good to speak to you nonetheless.
See, happy. You're happy. That makes you think. See, you're happy. Anyway, it's been lovely. Please don't fall out the sky, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.
Silence.
No. So,
What do you mean we can't go see the archive?
no, we should go. I was wrong. Sorry, I
right.
misconstrued
Oh.
So
something.
you just suddenly said that and then you stopped again. And
You just
then...
went
Yes,
quiet
yeah.
for ages, and you like looked.
Yeah, I
upwards.
was talking to the satellites actually.
Right.
It's quite nice
You
actually.
just talk to them
Yes,
like the jellyfish.
like
Did-
the jellyfish.
Do they have to just be overhead, or is it like a network of satellites, and you can?
I think it's a network. I think I can
Right.
sort of reach up to whichever. But anyway, we should go to the Archivist. They did say the Archivist would want some kind of new information.
We could
and-
write a fan fiction.
Brilliant. Okay, so
There are books here. There are books in the house. They're already published books. They're not.
I
Yeah, we
expect
have
the
to. We
Archivist
have
would
to.
know them.
We'd have to write our own book.
The only thing I thought of is, I wonder if the artifact.
Oh yeah, okay. Is
Maybe-
it information? It's more a lack
I
of
think they'd
information.
maybe be interested in it. And we're not going to go take it to where we were going to take it now, are we, really? Probably.
I
Or
don't think that's very
Sandy.
important.
Yeah.
Okay, so I thought we wanted to go to the Archivist and, be like, what is this artifact? What is the Cult of the Fallen Angels? What's going on? Like, that's more like
Right.
them giving us information rather than
Oh, I
us
suppose. But,
giving them
it's worth.
information.
Okay, so what could we give them then?
I don't know.
I mean, maybe Uriel. I wonder if they know much about Minerva.
It depends if Minerva wasn't something that was known widely, but we had to procure parts from
Wait.
somewhere.
What if we told them about her death?
Maybe they don't know that yet. Breaking news.
If they
Breaking
don't know
news.
it, then that would mean that would tell us something about whoever did kill Minerva. They weren't.
They might
on the
know.
grid.
Yes. Okay,
We'll try it.
we'll try it. I don't like the paste as much as the other food. The real stuff's nicer, Uriel. You should try it.
Paste is certainly wearing off on me.
Really?
I can reflavor it if you like, and I'll put like a little vanilla flavor on the paste because that's something you can do with Duracraft. Madness.
You can make things taste different.
Actually, wait, is that Duracraft or is that Prestidigitation? I'm wrong. No, I can't.
Also,
Oh,
of
sorry.
all the flavors, I'll make you taste something you never tasted before. Vanilla.
Vanilla's a great flavor, and it gets a bad rap for being basic. And it's
I know
not.
what's going to blow your mind. Vanilla.
Vanilla's great. I always get vanilla
for the first time,
milkshakes.
though.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, this is the whole thing about what we think is vanilla isn't actually vanilla. Almost all the vanilla products we consume are vanilla imitation because actual vanilla
get vanilla
is
bean.
incredibly
They're
valuable.
incredibly strong and strong.
And it's like there's like a whole black market for exporting vanilla beans from pods from Madagascar.
Oh dear.
Justice for vanilla.
Oh dear.
So, what is there anything else you guys would like to do, or are you headed to the network?
Have you seen the mistress this morning, Jeremy?
Yeah, she left quite early. I think she's important business. There's lots going on, I believe. At the
There's just
moment.
like this slight relief to Tenebris if anyone's paying a lot of attention. Okay, great. We have to go out and do important world saving things. Can we take the car?
Wait, hang on. Are we not going into the...
Oh.
The web.
The network.
Does she not have like a VR stick?
That is
She
a good
surely's
question.
got like...
Can we get
Yes.
into the network from here?
Well, absolutely. If you'd like to simply place your hand on the table and utter the words, which would be, "Can I please access the network?" And then I'm sure the cables will come and join you.
Will we all
imminently.
go together?
Well, you see,
This table hasn't.
it will be harder for you two non-plugged individuals to make it. Although I do believe, sir, maybe you do have a plug. Apologies if you do.
I assume that you'll probably have something that's compatible.
Surely
Yes, you
Infinity
do.
does.
Tenebris, you do not have plugs. However, don't let that put you off. It is possible to jack you in, as it were, but unfortunately the connection will not be as powerful as with your colleagues.
That's okay. Okay, great.
Do we have
Shall
to?
we just?
Do we have to like form a party and then all log in at the same time, or do we
Yes.
just
Is there
find
like
each other?
a server code or something that we need?
Oh yeah, well there will be. You're automatically on this particular server, but there will
Correct.
be a password.
Great. What is the password, please?
Password's Jeffrey, and then
Oh, spelled
from
with a
there-
J or a G?
Oh, GEOFFR3Y.
3Y. Very
Is
good.
it,
That's
is it
very
all
safe.
lowercase
Good
apart
password.
from that?
Uppercase
No,
G?
the D is an uppercase.
G is uppercase.
Got
G is
it.
uppercase. Make sure when you say it, because obviously there's no keyboards here, that you capitalize that first G.
Yes, okay. Great.
If we
all
just
the
are
people
just
to talk to about trying to log into a server, by the way, Ali is the person that I will take advice from the least.
Thankfully, it's not Ali. And it's just the
Jeremy-
final E that's the 3, not the first one.
Is it
Oh,
not
that's
3Y?
right. I don't know why that is. The mistress did. So 3Y. That's exactly right.
Great, got it.
did
The mistress, she
let
has many.
Jeffrey set up the that what has happened here?
I actually I believe Jeffrey did left some typo actually. Yes, Jeffrey did set it up. But the new Jeffrey He's just a chef like me, so he didn't set it up.
Oh,
You might want to consider putting a special character in there somewhere, you know, like a question mark or an exclamation mark
Or
or
an
like
Aragorn.
underscore or something. Yeah, that might just help a little
No,
bit.
we have been having some problems with people using the coffee shop around the corner, and they seem to be using our...
Right. They've worked it out,
network
have they?
blockade.
Yes. Okay. Well, maybe we
You're
just,
right.
you know, make it nice and complicated.
I'll ask Simon, and maybe he'll have a Simon says, is there a problem? I heard my name called. These lovely folk, they've got an idea for the network login details. Oh, how fascinating! And they start to talk about it, and then you can see Simon writing something down on a sort of on a notepad.
Should we go before they change the password?
Let's go.
Yeah. Hopefully we don't get kicked out if they change it.
I'll just ask you to log in again with your two-factor. So you place your hands on the table.
As the mistress got her phone on her. Right, can we get the code?
We get the code. I'm the mistress.
You place your hands on the table. You all ask for the network access, and cables snake up from the floor like vines around your legs. all the way up to
GEOFFR3Y.
Capital G!
Capital G. As they're coming closer and closer.
For you, Uriel, they go in through your arm. Obviously, for Infinity, they go in through the back of your neck. And Tenebris, what happens is, as the cables sneak up, they actually extend tiny, tiny little metallic feelers that place themselves across the surface of your scalp. You feel a funny sensation, and then... And you find yourselves in a vast airlit, beautiful sunlit cloudscape. Whereas before Infinity, you saw a sort of ancient-looking stone buildings and colosseums. Now it seems to have completely changed. Now, in front of you see a rolling hills, but all shaped in clouds and weather systems, like you're sat in Olympus itself, a sky citadel.
Wow, this is beautiful. Flip it!
Maybe, madame.
You're here! Oh, I'm so glad. Okay, good. Hello, Brit. We'd like to find the Archivist, and maybe for people who don't know what Brit looks like, can we just get a little description, please, Alex? That'd be great.
And so behind you, you turn and see your mustachioed paperclip friend looking at you, leaning in slightly as a butler might, but also with a slightly insouciant expression in their clearly animated eyes.
It looks like you're trying to reach the Archivist. Would you like some help with that?
Yes. Hello. We'd like to find the Archivist, really, Brit.
The Archivist.
No, Archivist.
Ah, the Archivist.
No.
Okay, well, how about our... Okay, the Archivist? You do understand, of course, that the Archivist cannot be found. They must be caught.
Oh, Archivist!
No, I think maybe I've been a little bit metaphorical there. Essentially, what I'm trying to tell you is that the only way that you may find a creature as powerful as the Archivist, to reside over the Fae entirely, is to have something that they desire.
Like breaking news. We have breaking news.
Very important breaking news, Archivist.
Breaking news that we have that about someone, maybe.
As you say that, you hear Tenebris around you.
You're the journalist.
You hear. So you don't.
What a scoop!
You don't see any changes.
My God.
You hear the sound of book pages being turned. You know when someone sort of like leafs through a book.
Oh yeah, such a
That sort of rustling noise. You hear very, very quietly behind you. Shh.
Hello.
But you don't see any change yet. Perhaps you could elaborate?
We have news relating to the god Minerva on Martin's Bane and their untimely demise.
No, give it all away.
You, Uriel, hear just behind your shoulder Shh. And you blink and you open your eyes and you're surrounded by books. Huge bookshelves everywhere, stretching high, infinitely high into the sky. You hear the sound of people fumbling, the occasional dropped, maybe something's just been dropped on the floor a little bit further away. People going, shh. You can hear very, very far away the sound of beep, beep, as though someone is checking things out of some area. This vast library in all dimensions stretches above your head, beneath you, all around you. And you look behind you and you see a hunched older woman. Spectacles, long white hair in a ponytail down their back. They wear a cardigan and they walk purposefully towards you. And now you have my attention. What news do you bring? And say it softly now, for news should never be shared unless it's earned.
Minerva, are you aware of Minerva on Martin's Bane?
And you can see that she smiles, and for a second, all the books around you, they flutter just for a second. I have heard tales of such a thing indeed, but such knowledge is guarded very, very tightly. Tell me, what news do you bring of Martin's Bane?
Martin's Bane is, as you I imagine, know, crashed to Braxigantu, and in so doing injured Minerva. We have just returned from seeing Minerva, and an individual who was unidentified drilled into the goddess's head and killed her.
As you are relating this story, you hear around you the scratching of quills on bits of parchment hung from the sky, and the parchment starts to tie itself together and weave itself into another book and bind itself and insert itself in the library.
Uriel, are you sure that's how she died? Because she was kind of cut in half as well.
I mean, I did say that she was injured.
Yes, but she was in two pieces.
How fascinating. Can you tell me any more? Would you just... Perhaps
She
you
had...
could let me...
And I was going to pull out the thing. No. She had a large version of this in a forehead. What is it?
I don't think it made it all the way in, though, Uriel.
Ah, you seek a trade, do you? You'd like to know information from the library. Your story is good, and it'll certainly buy you information about that little trinket you have there. But for anything more, I may need a slightly bigger scoop, as it were. Now, looking at that piece of equipment, what you've got there is quite clearly the work of Daedalus Grain. Now, I happen to know that she lives in the slabs. She's one of the great work women of our society. A technical marvel. But what she's got business killing gods and the like and infiltrating Martin's Bane, I don't know.
Well, maybe she just made it.
Daedalus Grey?
Grain.
Grain.
That's a capital G-R-A-Y-N-E.
It's good that you gave us the capitals, because sometimes people don't. That can be worrying. Should we sort of turn away? Should we show her the artifact?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right. Okay, I'll get it out and say, excuse me. The main thing we would like to trade is we would like information, please, about this artifact. And I don't know what we can tell you. We can tell you about the being that killed Minerva and what they can do. They are very powerful, so that seems important.
this came from the mountain, the McKinchy Mountains.
There are
That's a
fish
long
people
way.
there.
I'll speak to you all about that. Though.
I'm going to drop that into any conversation where I've just said something and just someone else says something. There are fish people there.
As soon as you say that, you hear the sound of someone dropping something like a book just in one of the kind of the
Sorry.
corridor stacks, and everyone you can't really see anyone, but you hear a sudden and a moment of silence, and she looks at you very intently. What kind of people you say live in the McKinchy Mountains?
They were like living fish,
Fish are
and
living.
they really liked trinkets and things. And it was a while ago, and I don't have very much.
Filter through my notes.
Whiskers.
And they cleaned this for us. They were worried about. They kept saying "abole."
They did say that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And as you say that, the musty smell around you of books intensifies. This woman takes the artifact from you and starts to look at it. How fascinating. Abole, you say?
Something like that.
There were stories and rumours of such a thing a long, long time ago. But I never knew that there was another something from that age. This you carry here, I have seen such a thing before. These things have been passing through my sight for many, many years now, in ones and twos and dribs and drabs, but increasing in recent years. You see this? And she points to the end, and where the crystals have overgrown the end of the artifact, they suddenly sink and disappear, revealing the writing that you once saw so long ago. Do you know what this is?
No, it goes bang if you drop it. See?
More interesting facts. I've never held one, but I can tell you something about this writing. This is celestial. Can you see how it's written in a way that contains more information than any biologic would ever be able to untap?
Yes.
What you have here is an artifact of great power, indeed. And it would make sense that all the other artifacts, and she starts to sort of think and look off again from a similar part. But what kind of god, if it were even a human god, I do not know. Very, very interesting. Now, is there anything else you were to ask me? You bring me such riches.
Yes.
There was another thing. I think so. The only other thing was the cult, right?
Yes.
Well, I mean, that, and you know anything about what brought down Martin's brain?
Yeah, I suppose. I don't know if that's two things, but there is a cult of fallen angels, and then there is the thing that made the satellites fall from the sky.
They said it was a story, but
Not heard of them for such a long time. Almost an age from another lifetime. Come, sit with me. And behind you, you realise there's an old bench, kind of stained cushions, and around you the lights seem to dim, and you can hear on glass-paned windows some distance away rain starting to fall. That pitter-patter of raindrops on the window, and a slight twilight form around you, just a sort of globe of light that seems to be emanating from this creature. Now, the cult of fallen angels. It was a story that they told the rich and the powerful of this civilization. You see, when you live forever, there's nothing you fear. When you can never die, what is there to stop you from doing anything? The Cult of Fallen Angels was a story of one such person. That they were a high priest, it is said. Someone who worked with Mother herself, parsing and archiving the knowledge of the many systems. And so the legend goes, they uncovered something that the gods had forbidden. A kind of knowledge that not even the goddess of knowledge herself would permit to be known. The story is that this person was thrown out of the orders, thrown out of the temples, for they would not give up that information. And they were banished. They had to flee to the underhives, the underdarks of these systems, into the slums. They were denied their ability to regenerate and regrow. And so, they were forced to take up other means to live. And what they did with their newfound life, this bastardized form of longevity, they searched for this thing they had uncovered. No one is now sure what it is, but they searched and they searched, and in doing so, they became unfathomably evil. The things they had to do to prolong such a life as theirs, without the help and the guidance of the gods, turned them into something unhuman, but thought itself human, something bent on a foul mission. That's the story. That is the legend. And around them they formed this cult of fallen angels that every now and then they would turn someone around them to do their dark bidding, that they, the fallen angel, could seek what they sought. I have only one thing to add. It may well be. Hold on for 1 second there.
Our connection's loose to the...
Let me just check. Can you guys hear me? No?
Yeah.
Ah, right. Okay. Just hold on a second there, because my ear things have fucked up bad. Just give me 1 second, right? I need a 2-minute break.
The mistress's connection is just all over the place.
They can control people to do their bidding.
Yeah.
Don't like that.
I haven't
Almost.
popped us on a break, just so we are aware.
No, let's keep chatting.
Let's keep chatting.
Oh, you have popped us on a break.
No, he hasn't.
No,
I
you
have
haven't.
not.
No, I didn't think you did.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, mind controlling
Oh,
Lucifer.
God, help. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, right? Literal fallen angel shit.
I thought it was
like-
going to be either
Proper
like a
Lucifer shit.
Minerva like prophecy, or something to do with potentially like the infinite skies that came to the planet. So it's not. It's something else. Shit.
Yeah.
Ah, right. Can we hear me now?
Yes.
We can hear you now.
Because I can't hear you. God, Jesus, damn it.
Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph, why can't you hear us?
Ding, ding, ding. We've also lost the music, Al.
Yeah, that was the saddest part.
Oh, yes, I can hear you now. Excellent.
We've lost the music. Bring the music back.
I
love
will bring the
music.
music back. Right. Okay, let's get back to where we were, and we'll just cut all of that out, except for you, Twitch. You can see.
Maybe
No one
not.
else can.
I don't know if that's going to happen.
I have to remember to do that. So.
That sounds suspiciously like work.
Where we left it. Here's one thing I would say. There is certain knowledge that is forbidden even to me. Knowledge that if I knew it, it were to warp and change my mind and my systems. This knowledge is to be found in the shadow places of this world. If you really wish to know about this fallen angel, I suggest you seek a name and then go down to the dark, broken servers that exist beneath Gunka and search for that intelligence in those twisted realms.
What's the name?
Yes.
It is not known the name of this fallen angel. Were you to uncover it, it could be the key that leads you to information about what they are.
So you believe it's real, not just a story?
I have lived many lives and many worlds. If my experience has taught me anything, is that every story has some root in the truth.
Do you think this Daedalus grain might know anything about this name?
Oh, Daedalus grain is a mere blip in history. No, this is something far deeper. Only I would have been able to tell you what you now know.
Could I ask one more thing?
Do?
Or probably it's like probably a couple of questions, but how far back in the history of this planet does your information go?
Of this planet. I came here 153 years ago. Now, there was time before that I've picked up bits and pieces here and there, but ask your questions, see if I know your answers.
Do you know anything of the founding of the world? Of the people that, the robots that helped create it?
278 cycles ago, around
Yes.
this sun, the terraformers came into the sky above your heads, and they were the ones that shifted and changed this world and made it
278? No. It was earlier than that.
There is no record of such things. Do you have more that you wish to tell me, my love?
Yes, if I can find my calculation page.
Got a calculation page in the notebook.
There is literally a calculation page. of how old
Infinity's
I am.
eyes are like flicking up and down as she's trying to access this information.
Look at myself. No, that's when people arrived. That's when the humans appeared.
Indeed.
But before that, the
No,
world,
you've-
it had to be made habitable.
Now you have the Watchers. They come, they changed, they made it habitable.
But no. Do you have anything in your data banks about Infinite Sky 6000s?
The Infinite Sky 6000s. Well, there's much a long outdated model. The present company accepted existed on many worlds to do the terraforming required of the Alliance. What is it exactly you wish to know?
Are there any still here?
Here? On Braxigantu?
Yes.
I've never heard of such thing.
Not even me.
Oh, I've heard tales of such a one as you, my love, but, you know, such tales of robots and ancient robots, they surface every now and then. I must admit you're an oddity and a welcome one at that, but you're nothing to get too excited about.
I've been here for a millennia. I've been on this world a millennia.
Now that is more interesting. I do know one thing. Where are you from, Luffy?
Terracorp.
What planet are you from?
I'm not from a planet.
Oh, you'll have been launched from somewhere. Where is it?
It was a space station.
Let me tell you. The planet of Braxigantu was attempted to be colonized once. Many, many years ago. But that mission, that was abandoned. As soon as the terraformers were launched, they lost contact with them. Almost instantaneously. It was a strange occurrence, but not so strange as to merit anything more than a chalking up to loss and a moving on.
And when was that?
Oh, thousands of years ago.
That was me.
I don't know what you are, dearie. But if it is,
Oh.
where have you been?
I think Ali, can I check something? I've got Kuvalakian gold. So would the planet that the station orbited be Kuvalak? I don't have a name.
Indeed. Indeed, Kuvalak is the one I'm thinking of. Well, the mystery thickens. God, what interesting company y'all bring me. Pleasure to be sure.
But then why was it about? I don't understand.
You know what I know, my darling?
This planet. I have something that's bothered me. It said I have a bit of redacted information in my very earliest programming.
Indeed. Well, I couldn't really help you on that one, you know? Your programming is your own.
But TerraCorp is gone.
Oh, TerraCorp's long gone.
And there's no record of me.
Save what I've just told you now.
Okay. Well, I'm still here if you want to add that to the records.
So, how can we access these Underdark servers from this connection, or do we need to go to a different entrance point connection?
The servers of this shadow realm are hidden. Well, I say hidden, they're accessible if you know how to get there. But the reason that they're blocked off from the rest of the network is they contain dangerous code. They contain, some call them malevolent spirits. Code which is dangerous to itself, dangerous to us. The shattered pieces of personalities of people who try to live forever sometimes. People who tried to reincarnate themselves but couldn't understand how to download a human body into an artificial construct. Wraiths that live there.
It doesn't sound very nice.
Oh, it's not very nice. No.
I'm so sorry. I have one other question.
Shoot.
Shoot. Is it normal for... Is there an illness where robots begin to feel?
An illness where robots begin to feel? Many robots can feel. It's not...
When they're not meant to?
Oh, it could be anything. It's just how and what is controlling you, my dear, that allows you to feel or not.
I don't know what's controlling me.
Well, maybe that's where to start, eh?
Infinity's sky gets a little bit cloudy.
Okay. So
Thank
just
you.
just so Simon as a player understands, we need to go to a different geographic location in order to access.
Yes, you need to go to the... So, what you've learned is that there are server stacks underneath Gunka which access this realm. And that's where you'll find this shadow realm.
And they could be in the slabs specifically?
The slabs is something different. That is...
Daedalus.
That was Daedalus, yeah.
Yeah, so that's Daedalus Grain, who seems to be connected to... that's the mark of
Designing,
Daedalus Grain
engineering.
that you saw
Yeah.
on the drill.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just showing people the maps of Braxigan because people love these maps.
Maps.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
You're
Thank
really
you.
helpful, and you know so
You
many
really
things.
are.
And I really like your library and your cloud world that you have here. I've never really been to a network before. It's super cool. If you ever want to know anything about if we meet any more fish people or anything like that, we can totally tell you.
I've got another question. I'm so sorry. Is there... my memory's been wiped. Is there anywhere I could get it back?
There are such... If it indeed has been changed in some way, there
I think
are
so.
There are ways of getting that back. I can't help you here, but you could go to some advanced healers. They might be able to do such a thing.
Brilliant. Thank you.
I would ask one last thing.
Of course.
I'm going to need your memories.
Oh.
Not all of them, just the ones of the stories you've told me.
The fish people.
The fish people and what you saw in Martin's Bean.
Wait, if you have our memories, what will we have? Are you copying them or are you
Cutting them.
transplanting them?
Is it a copy and paste or a cut and paste?
You see, the thing about knowledge is that it doesn't work if everybody knows it.
I think it does.
No, that's gatekeeping.
What makes knowledge special is when only a few have it.
Right, well, we have it, and you may also have it, but we would like to keep it.
When
That's
you
very
trade knowledge, you trade it. Which would you like to keep? The knowledge you had, or the knowledge you have?
Fish people. We don't need to know about the fish people.
We said we'd go back and help them.
It's not just the fish people. This is about
Yeah,
the god.
That
It's
other
about
thing is more
Martin's
important.
Bean.
Yeah, we oh no.
Well, why don't you take my knowledge of Martin's Bane?
And my knowledge of the fish people.
See, this is what I require as a price. And I'm sure you knew that. You knew how to find me.
We didn't know you'd take it away.
I don't understand that
You
part.
still have the choice. I can take what I've told you away, or I can take what you knew away.
Can we do this on an individual basis? Like, can I remember what I've told you but forget what you've told me, but the opposite for infinity?
That's not how it works.
Then we could just tell
Uriel.
each other again and it would kind of be
The
cheating.
bookcases start to get closer and closer.
I don't like you as much
Tightness
as I did.
between. It's a fair trade.
Is
We
there
have to
anything else you would accept?
Anything other than knowledge? No. Knowledge is the only important thing.
We came for the new information and now we have the new information. That is what is going to take us forward. That is what is going to help us work everything out. That is what
You
the
can definitely take the fish people.
jelly... Yeah.
But without knowledge of what happened on Martin's Bay, we won't know what to do with the new information.
That's a really good point. Yes, how are we meant to continue if we don't have the old knowledge to connect it to? Then we just have random new bits of information that don't make any sense to us.
You will know that you're searching for something. You will know that these clues you have will take you in that direction. You will know of the fallen angels. You will know of the shadow realm. You will forget what you knew of the fish people. You will forget whatever took place in Martin's Bean.
Went to see Daedalus Grain. We wouldn't know what to ask them.
We just go and say, hello, Daedalus Grain.
We have this. Is it yours? Where did we get it? We don't know what's happening. It is worth it. We have to.
Tenebris, I don't think it is.
But otherwise we are back where we started, and we have nowhere to go and nowhere to look, and nothing to ask.
Will remembering what you have told us bring us closer to avenging what happened to Martin's Bay?
If this is the path you seek, and the knowledge that I provide you will take you closer, then yes.
We should do it.
Then we should do it.
Yes. Emily hates this.
This is like university, but instead of student debt, they just somehow suck other information out of you.
It's like when you learn a new song lyric and then you're like, oh shit, what's just gone?
Yeah. Another piece of information.
You find yourselves back in the kitchen. There's another egg next to each of you. And you have in your mind a clear set of things that you like to do. You know that you have a sliver, some sort of piece of metal, and on it there's a sign, and the sign leads to Daedalus Grain, and that you know that that's something that you need to investigate to find more out about. You also know that there's something in the Underdark, something associated with a fallen angel, the cult of which you know about. You know that Martin Spain has crashed. You know that you went in there. But you don't know what happened.
We know we traded away that information, though.
We
You
have
know
memories
that you
of that,
lost
yeah.
something. But you don't know what it is.
Oh, this is gonna be so hard. Okay.
Yeah. Right. We would only have done it for a good reason.
Well, yeah, I was just thinking that when we knew what it was, it seemed better, and now that I don't know what it was, I'm like, was it a good reason?
There's literally an episode of Star Trek about.
We must have done this. It must have been the right thing to do.
Well, no, obviously, yes. No,
Yesterday's
we all agree.
Enterprise that we're living through. I think that's the name of the episode.
And with that, at that moment, with those pathways opening up before you, we're going to call it for this evening. Well done, guys. Well done on leveling up.
Yeah, did we get back down to level 7 now?
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Take those points back.
You don't remember shit.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should have cast a spell on that fucker.
Oh my gosh. We got so much info there though that we wouldn't have got any other way. So
Yeah.
I mean, I also enjoy the fact that the kitchen of the mistress at 11 in the evening plays some kind of fantasy medieval fair style music.
Yes.
It's pretty upbeat in there. She's got strange music tastes.
It helps us clean the dishes, my lord.
She likes a sack butt and other like pipes.
Yeah, that's the servants, the band practice that happens at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
hey,
Right.
I'm gonna
Conundrum.
wrap
I think that might be the
wrap up the
episode that I'm thinking of.
Well, just before we go, also, you know how you said there's ways of getting memories back, advanced healers.
Wait,
So-
no, it's not.
It's true.
Ding, 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 ding.
Cluche? It's Cluche. Yeah, Clues.
Sort of episode.
It's the episode where they visit an alien planet, and then everybody wakes up and realizes that like a time jump has happened, and Data's acting really weirdly. It turns out they visited a planet, and everybody agreed to have their minds wiped of that this planet exists, apart from Data, because if the aliens' existence were to leak to the rest of the universe, they would destroy all of the Federation or something.
Oh,
So
That's fun.
It's a fun episode. It's season 4, episode 14. If you want to go and watch it.
nice.
Nice.
That was a lot today.
Thank you, everyone for joining us. Just the usual wrap-up stuff, which is don't forget to follow us on social media at RPGeeks D&D, and don't forget to give us reviews and follow us on YouTube and our podcast platforms and Twitch and all those kinds of things.
Those good
And
places.
hopefully we're affiliate.
Hopefully.
Follow us on Twitch. Subscribe.
Subscribe.
I don't know how that works.
Do you want to be one of our first subscribers? Well, you can. So
Probably.
Yeah.
If I get my act together.
Maybe. As some done it, we don't know. It's the
we don't know.
past.
I mean, this is so far in the future now. This
Yeah.
is, you know,
It's
we
100
really
years.
pre-recorded this
We
one.
could terraform a planet in this.
We've had 2 prime ministers since we recorded this.
Oh god, we
Probably.
have and all.
Probably got a new monarch by this point.
Oh my god! Imagine how annoyed the royal, the funeral
The
planners
mint,
would be
yeah.
if it's like, oh, for God's sake, we've got to do another one.
Yeah.
So perfect. We will see you. Oh, I'm slightly. Oh, I think we're back with
it's
a
the
I think
special.
we've got some
We've got some
specials.
specials.
Yeah.
We've got some specials coming up with a
I'm
little
sorry.
break. Ooh.
I'm not gonna be here.
Yeah.
I believe it's
So-
3 weeks that we're not doing.
2, isn't
weeks
it?
of specials.
3?
This is what we want to do on Halloween.
Oh, in which case I'm back for one of them.
Because we've got a Warhammer special between Ali and I.
Are you actually gonna play Warhammer?
Yes.
Something we need to work out our plan.
Phenomenal.
And then
I'm
we're
then
doing
running
a
a
one shot.
one-shot with special guests. It's going to be very exciting.
And then
Yeah.
what we have in our diary as RPGeeks Live TBC Scary
Scary slot.
It's Halloween. What are we doing for Halloween?
Halloween.
This is Halloween. I'm hopefully I'll be back for that one. So,
Oh, that'd be nice. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good, great. Yeah, we're not actually going to record another episode together for quite a while. That's
We've got a really long
so
time.
weird.
Yeah.
How sad.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you for joining us
Bad.
today. And where can people
Yeah.
find us if they'd like to catch up on all the previous adventures?
I just did all that.
Did you?
Ah,
I
RPGeeks,
skimmed
D&D.
over it.
Sorry, I traded the
Us-
information of that
us-
for something else.
I vaguely gestured that you should probably search for us, RPGeeks D&D, on social media. YouTube, like look us up on YouTube and podcasts and things. We're there.
You should.
Find us. We love you.
But with that, we will be back next week. Not with the normal episode, but next week, Ali and I will be doing something deliciously nerdy, and I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm not even going to be able to watch it. I'm gutted. Ah!
You'll have to catch up on youtube.com/RPGeeks D&D.
I will. I shall.
Hey.
Hey.
See you next time, folks. Bye.
Bye.